Well, let's get into Wildsea. For those that are watching, well, yes, this is episode 3. 1 and 2 were pretty closely related. They were continuing stories. My goal is to have every 1 to 2 episodes be their own contained story. So, hey, if you haven't watched the other 2, that's okay. This is gonna, like, we might talk a little bit about what happened, but it's not gonna be like, killer for you to, like, understand what the adventure we're on currently as we go through this. But for just a little quick primer or reminder for our party here on what y'all did last experience, you were in the Icterin, which was the very summer heat, blazing sun, cactus filled part of the world. Instead of these giant trees, there are giant iron spines, giant cactuses that you sailed across. There were even still dunes of sand that got trapped up in these higher levels, giving it a very deserty feel, even being on the Wildsea. And you had gone to deliver a package, and in return got a little bit of payment, but the rest of your payment will be given upon arrival in Foxloft when you turn in your quest, essentially, to, I want to say it right, is it quite literally just the Pirate King, or did it have a better name? The Architect King. That's what it was. Architect King, who had given you the quest. Granted, you didn't actually meet them, and you weren't even in Foxloft when it happened, and you're like, oh, okay. But while there, on your way back, or as y'all were leaving your drop-off point, was when a giant sandstorm, a living storm, decided it disliked you in particular and was chasing you down. But y'all were able to outrun it, and in the process, you saw a ship that seemed to have a bunch of new equipment on top of it, the ship being your suspected perpetrators of the crime you had found previously, which was a bunch of deaths and stolen things. Not great. So y'all followed it, but lost it in the last minute. But you were able to land in Crescent Mesa, where you met a new friend, Steve, and sweet little Fluffy. They're a wonderful pal and buddy. Steve. Yeah, your friend, Steve. And got to adventure the city of Crescent Mesa a bit, which was built into these tunnels that you learned were dug out by ants in previous years, and learned a little bit more about the power struggles that were happening, which eventually led you into the den of a group called the, oh no, names have left my head. I put them in the world building. I put them in here. Factions. Grutus. That's what they were. Which used to be a pretty decent group that was helping the community here get the water and things they need and kind of like fight the man that was the corporation. But tragedy hit. They got a little mean, got a little murderous, and also now are stopping resources for the city, but y'all dealt with that just swimmingly. Get it? Because y'all swam to get there. But unfortunately, when it was all said and done, the fallout of one of the attacks claimed the life of Fluffy and of your Captain Ara, with the exception of the few spiders that were on you. So now this large living colony has been whittled down to what I think we had decided you each had at least 2 on you.
2.
10 little spiders. You took the ship with all of the stolen equipment. You offloaded that onto yours, and you got the hell out of Dodge. Over the last few weeks, though, we'll kind of go through maybe what y'all had been up to, what some downtime actions had been. I know we talked about y'all were going to sell off that drilling equipment, which you could easily do. And I would say probably could have found either another port or a passing ship while you're still in the Ictern, where people would want that sort of thing. And offload that. I know we talked about you wanted to get the night farm for 1 stake as a trade. Would y'all like to save that other stake for something later, or would y'all like to spend it now as well as part of this like trade agreement? I'm still listening, but I turn my light.
Yeah, this is just meta, so make of this what you will. I think the other thing we could use is a cargo bay expansion. As that gives us reinforced things and just more space to hold stuff, which is always good, or medical bay. But if that's not exciting for anyone, let's just keep it.
I mean, the medical bay will probably be good for us at some point. We have an explosive expert and a person who likes to fight. We probably need a medical bay.
And I mean,
but we could also use a brewery.
Well, I mean, if it's a medical bay tailored toward indie, it could be both. Because as I keep forgetting to do in introductions, I play the steep, so making potions is my jam, especially healing potions.
Can you make a peanut butter stout potion?
Maybe
that's how the healing potions taste.
Yeah, I can work on the taste, but you'd have to be my taste tester, okay?
Done. I'll take all the consequences that come with that, by the way.
We have an accord.
Yes.
So, medical bay? Question mark? At my school?
I'm cool with
Holly?
it.
Fine. Be boring and responsible. Like you're an adult or something.
Well, somebody's got to be the captain.
Oh. R.I.P.
all of the little spiders on you all just give a little angry like
Banjo and Kazooie did not like that.
All right, so y'all thinking medical bay?
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally fine with that.
Cool. Yep. So then, you would have been able to trade for the equipment, spend some time kind of setting it up, and having a nice space that probably I would say Ruby took advantage of first to make sure that she is okay, kind of hanging out there, but you nor any of the little Auralings show any symptoms.
Okay. I've been stressing. I've been stressing, see?
I completely forgot. We literally just left like an insect murder bomb, and I'm like, let's build a brewery instead of a med bay when we have an insect in our party.
The benefits of being an adult.
Yes.
Oops, I went too far.
Yes. Okay. Good.
Okay. Let's see. What would be anything else? Someone remind me. Someone was working or had started a long-term project, correct? I feel like I remember.
Me and Karian were doing a solar power project.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
We were working on a solar power project.
Yeah, so we're going to use the plans from Ruby and the machines that we took from them to do that solar power thing.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Would y'all like to work on this over this time while y'all are just kind of traveling? Because like I said, you got a long haul to get home.
Yeah.
So do you want to like all effort, all in, kind of get this going?
Yep.
I would be splitting my effort between this and the medical bay, but I think Corin would be. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I think this might be your obsession. For
sure. I wouldn't necessarily say obsession, but yeah, Quario's definitely putting all of his like effort into kind of getting that up and running.
Okay, absolutely.
I think Drake will help with both because he can like use their ropes and things on the ship and like control them to help move heavy equipment and stuff like that. So, like kind of split 50-50.
Absolutely. Let's start then. We'll have for this, we'll let Corio, if you want to do the rolling for it, cool. You will get a advantage die.
Okay. Let me pull up the skill. Oh shoot. Okay, sorry. It just signed me out of Legend Keeper. Gotta sign back in.
No, you're good.
God damn it.
And I'll say too. I'll go ahead and give you both of the advantage dies for the two helping here, since they're just kind of giving you assistance when you need it. So whatever edge and skill you would like to add to
So
this.
I think I'm going to use Grace because it says elegance, precision, and agility. I'm kind of going to go with that precision. I want to make sure that it's built well and precise, and you know, things are going as is. And then maybe sense. Especially since we have like an emotive engine, I'm going to be kind of making sure that they're syncing up well and that the energies aren't going to be throwing each other off and everything like that. Okay, cool. That's 3. And then I get an advantage of
2. 2 advantages. Yep.
Okay. And I can't have more than 5, right? So I don't even need any of my magic stuff.
Yeah, like if you could get up to 3 in skills, you could have 6, but you're capped at 2 advantage die. So.
Yep. So 5 it is. I mean, I'm happy with that. D6. Oh, interesting. Highest is a 4, and I got 2 4s.
Okay. So did I have you write? I had you write down like the track, right, for long-term project. Did we give it a track size? I'm just trying to remember.
I don't remember anything about a track for it.
Okay.
I don't remember one either.
So we'll go ahead and say it's a 4-track.
Okay.
And just by spending time on it without any sort of like roll and such, I'll give 2 knocks off because you have just committed time and Indy has committed some time. With the 4, seeing as there's a conflict, I will let you mark 1 more. So you have 1 more box left to 1 more track left to finish it. So it says, let's see.
It's not letting me edit. I just signed in and it's not letting me edit a track. Let me do a new one.
Yeah, let me know if I need to change any settings or anything.
No, it happened to me last time. It's good. Keep going.
Okay,
I can fill that in.
Or one with no downside. Okay, so that doesn't super matter in that point. So yeah, I'll say you have 3 down.
Okay, so you need 1 left.
What is some ideas? I will open it up to the crew here. What kind of twist we could have? You know, it's maybe a little bit of a complication, something new, a little drawback, something that basically stopped them from hitting that 4th track. I'm trying to think.
Can you describe exactly kind of what you're building a little bit, Gavin?
Yeah. So what I think what the general plans are is it the one that synthesizes solar light as energy, or is it's the one that protects it from too much heat, right?
Correct. Yeah, it protects it from too much heat.
So what I am thinking of doing is essentially what it's going to have are these almost like small panels or sensors, and they're going to be like a domino shape. So there's going to be 2, it's cut in half. One is going to be like a normal solar panel, so it has that blue kind of sheen which bounces off. And then another one which is in ultraviolet that you can't really see. It just looks like a gray flat. And what I'm thinking about doing is connecting all those along the ship, and one takes in the heat, and then it goes into our engine moth system where it kind of gets translated into emotions, and then gets kind of messed with, put back out, and then on the gray sheet kind of gives us this like slight barrier just around the ship. So it's kind of this ever-feeding system.
So I have an idea.
Mhm.
What if the emotion transition didn't quite work, and every time it was enabled, the engine would just like what's in there would just bust out in like crazy laughter, and it would make like every time, when you're laughing for a long time, you have to breathe in every so often. Whenever it would do that, it would like jerk the ship, almost like it's
I like
skipping a
that.
gear or something.
I like that.
That's fun.
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm about that.
Let's see. So we've got
You're the engine guy. I hope that even makes any amount of sense.
It's a chain. We're surfing on the top of the treetops. We've left the realm of plausibility a long time ago.
Yeah. Chainsaw ships.
Cool.
So yeah, so we've got the med bay up and running. We're pretty close on getting this pulp crate production like going, which one means y'all can create it, or you can create it and sell it too. That would probably give you a little bit better of a trade than just the product itself. You have as part of the trade, which doesn't need as much setup, you have the night farm. What would, or I guess, Ruby, Dredge, and Drake, is there anything substantial that y'all would like to do that's equal to like setting up things, or y'all just kind of going with it?
So because I was eating, where do I find this information?
This is just whatever you want to be doing. There's I don't think there's like official downtime actions. Like there's technically like getting ready for a mission, but y'all don't know your mission yet.
Nope. Okay. You go right ahead, Casey. I'm going to sit over here and think about things.
I was like, I think the only thing every once in a while, if anyone's looking for Dredge, because usually he'll just sit until told otherwise. You guys will see the kitten and the two little spiders sitting on top of the kitten's head at the edge of the ship with a rope tied off. Where Dredge occasionally has gone down into the deep, where he seems to be down there a handful of times. Y'all don't quite know what he's doing down there, but that's what he does. And I'm working on my mire, where occasionally the call of the deep is too much. And he goes back down, and he's just kind of down there. And every once in a while, he comes back, and he's somber. And I think the reasoning he's going down there is because he's taking though the captain, quote unquote, is still here, he's taking it kind of rough and is not particularly amused by what went down.
Yeah.
He's just processing those feelings.
Actually, this brings up a good point here. I think I want everyone to add a mire for me. This one can go away or impact a bit, but I'm kind of thinking naming it just loss.
I knew it.
And Evan definitely put a mark in it. And Casey, if you are also wanting to still kind of go into this call to the deep, put a mark in that as well. So Myers they're more role play centric. They kind of like pull you to do certain things based on like giving into those. If you do things for your drives, you can erase a mark in a track for a mire. So basically the more you do the things you want to do, it pulls you away from those like bad things. Casey.
Yes.
When you are diving down here, what are you doing? Are you just kind of like just hanging out where it's a little quieter, it's a little darker? Are you like actively kind of like running around and like hacking?
When he's down there, he is quote unquote training to continue to be a good hacker,
Mm-hmm.
but he's also looking for old world tech, so he can give it to his brother to assimilate. And when he's not doing that, occasionally a burst of green, like greenery, comes out from him, as in he's like connecting with. It's almost like he's rooting himself back in.
Yeah.
To keep his soul stabilized. Because I feel like every once in a while, because he has that call, that if he spends prolonged time away from the deep, the energy that is binding his soul gets radical.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it just, and so he just, that's what he does mainly down there. He's looking for old tech to give to his brother, and other than that, he's training. Who knows? Maybe find a little fox creature, because he now his kitten needs a friend.
Yeah.
Or several.
So
yeah.
Okay. Cool. What about for Drake or Ruby?
Do you want to go, Drake? You can.
Do you need me to buy you more time?
I mean, you don't have. I mean, that would be nice.
You also don't have to have anything in particular if you don't want to.
Okay.
This is just if there was anything of note.
I've been debating what Drake would do. I think, like, in the absence of having the captain, he would kind of obsess on the upkeep of the ship. So I think he'll work on kind of like strengthening that bond, so to speak, because he already like feels a connection, being able to telepathically control parts of it and see through all of it and all these things. Just continue to maintain it. Like if there's something that you need to do to keep the engine humming, or properly processing dreams or whatever else that he can do within his expertise, because he's obviously not an engineer or a tech or anything, but just like general maintenance in the same way that, I would expect people like know how to change the oil of their car, right? Like those sorts of things.
Mm-hmm. Is that better?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, yeah, there's not an alignment option. I'm just doing some formatting and just keep it here.
I marked my mire and it's like very left justified and straight. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Yep.
This is enough. I don't like it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
You can keep talking if you need me to, Holly.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. So there are actually two things that I think. So you guys would probably know this about Ruby by now, but she spends a lot of time in the crow's nest, especially at night. She is up there. One thing that you know that she has with her at all times is a detailed. She has a silk map, but it is a detailed map of like constellations, because the Wildsea changes so often. You can't really map the sea, but you can map the sky. So she spends a lot of time up there kind of adding if she sees anything that is not there. The other thing that she would probably be doing is spending time like with my brain is like keep wanting to call I keep wanting to call it the forgery. That's not what we're doing.
I mean, it could be.
But helping Indy doing things there. She doesn't mind. Why is my brain just like it's just left? It's fine, guys. There we go.
May I set a scene for you?
Mm-hmm. Please do.
So one night you're sitting up in the Cronus nest, and then all of a sudden my ring-tailed rabble-rouser will come and take your map away and make you come down to where Indy is waiting with a cup of tea.
And this actually does not upset Ruby, even though she really likes being up there. It really is probably her favorite place and she loves it at night, especially when it's clear. And so, but she eagerly goes down and sits down and has a conversation with Indy, and just explains that she tells you that she thinks that you would have really loved meeting Steve, and that there were all kinds of spices and things, and the captain, she gave him some of your tea, and he liked it, and we used it to make things.
Oh, well, that just tickles my pickle, if I had one. But everybody's been so despondent about everything lately, so I wanted to, we got to take care of each other, even though it's hard right now. And well, I don't know how to reach most people, but I always know how to reach you. I'm sorry about your new friend.
But it could have been me, and I think there's a level of I'm scared. I mean, it was just it just happened so fast. It reminded me of, you light a fuse, right? And you can't stop it. And that's what this felt like.
That's kind of the way life goes, It's, you can't turn off the ride no matter how much you want to. So you just have to remember what you've learned. Remember the people and how they made you feel. But you got to keep on sailing. Otherwise, you stay stuck. And we learned a great deal about that spore from everything. Well, from the notes that I got from you all. So maybe we can, if you'd like, over, after we finish and turning in this job, I can start looking at the spore and see what helps, what doesn't help. To counteract those measures, so that if anybody else finds these spores and is infected, we can take care of it quickly.
Well, that would be good. I mean, my life is short anyways, but this really spoke to some things that I am not doing that I would like to be doing.
Well, like what, sweetheart?
Well, I want to create something. I mean, I create things, but I mean, I want to create something.
What kind of thing? Like, are you talking about maybe like art? Are you talking about like a map or something that a lot of people will see? Or is it something just for you?
No, I want to create something a lot of people will use.
Ah, okay. Well, I mean, I like your idea of making star maps. I think that's a great legacy to leave.
Well, I mean, I like it. I don't know that I'm good at it. It's just a really nice. It's my hobby. It's a pastime, right? No, I want to do something that changes the way the Wildsea works. I wanted.
Do you know how you want that to go?
No, that's the best part. No, that's why I'm like, oh, but now it's almost like it's like in my face, It's just like
Well, don't give up. I'm sure that the way will be enlightened for you soon.
Thanks, Cindy.
I'm always here for you, darling. You know that.
Of course, this tea's really good.
I'm glad you like it. It's got some of that cactus pulp in it that we had left over, and I find that it's kind of fortifying for people.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Mm.
It's really delicious, but I want to stay, but can we just sit?
Always.
Okay.
And Angie just starts humming and looking out at the prow of the ship.
Yeah.
Y'all are looking out, the moon big and full. Or here, actually, we're sticking to reality. When is the moon full this month?
Not yet. We're midway.
Yeah,
We're on our way to the new moon.
yeah.
Yeah, but this will be in October.
Oh, in
The 28th.
October?
We won't be there yet. So we're still chilling at probably, half-ish. I gotta turn on my dark reader. No, I can't because the stinking Legend Keeper doesn't work with it. It's still bright in the sky, kind of reflecting out as you now notice a bit of a change, and it's been very gradual, but there's a slight crisp to the air. You can smell kind of and almost feel the dew kind of forming as the leaves turn from, these very, because you transitioned from the cactus to these dry brown treetops on to now they're starting to bring in some color again, and you see bright greens and oranges and reds and yellows.
It's almost mulching season.
Almost mulching season, as you have made your way into the Foxloft Breach. Is there any other conversations or things that anyone would want to have had before you'll make port in the morning? Or, at any point in time.
I wouldn't say there was a conversation, but Ruby, not necessarily cold because that's not her disposition, but she has kept a little bit more distance currently between her and Corio. Not cruel. She's never cruel. Unless you're mean to her and her friends.
But Quario very typically hasn't necessarily that either, so I don't know. Has gone fully. But I do think... Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say the only thing I think my guy Dredgen would have done is that he probably would have found an original Xbox.
Yes.
And a Duke controller, and has given it to his brother. Like, hey brother, I was down in the deep. And he's usually more, not bubbly, but like happier than he usually, but he's very somber, and because they're starting to move into fall, the leaves on him are starting to change and match the color. And as you guys also see, there's spider webs in between all of his leaves.
No.
And he's like, I found this. I don't know quite what it is. It says X on it, so I guess it's an Xbox. And he just is like, how do you... and he hands it to you.
I think he'll probably take it from you and start to meld it into his plastic plasma area, not melted, but like just start getting it swirling in. But he'll say, "Are you okay? You seem to have changed the leaf colors a little earlier than usual. And you have webs growing inside."
Oh, Captain needs a temporary home. So, my upper parts, closer to the, because you know he's got this dome that he still hasn't really taken away from. They're living over there. I don't know. So,
That's
sometimes
very
he's
kind.
Yeah, it's the least I can do.
He'll turn to his shoulder and go, "Sanic, Knuckles, would you like to live in the spider colony?"
I think just kind of looks over. They a hushed whisper amongst themselves, but it's just like an echo between the two as they don't actually need to talk to each other. And they're like, I mean, maybe, just sometimes. We'll be helpful,
Well,
though. We'll come back.
No, you should always go where you need to go. Always feel free to leave. Just let me know so I just know that you've gone, so I know where you are.
Okay. And they jump. You see them kind of like skitter back there, and you see 3 new spiders. Not the same little jumping spiders.
You read my mind.
They look like
mind.
we'll say like little orb weavers that have kind of started to join in this party here.
Are you feeling okay after the loss of most of our captain and of our ant friend?
Yeah. I've just been trying to figure out why sometimes people like you and I get a second or maybe third chance at this thing, and then some don't. And it's just sometimes unfair, and I don't like that. I mean, in all purposes, we lived our life, I think. They're trying to
Maybe we
figure
didn't,
that out.
and that's why we're here.
Yeah, maybe. It's a cruel fate, because, you know, sometimes I just get memories through the dreams of our ship of who I was. And occasionally it just, I don't know, not bugs me, because it's like a fog almost. So I think that's why I spend so much time in the deep.
I've noticed you've been going down more recently.
Oh, my ethereal part, you know, your plasma, you know, the ethereal part of me has been unstable. So I've needed to go down there and restabilize, root up. So
If you ever need help or with anything, I'm always here.
well,
I know
yeah,
I've been tucked
absolutely.
away building this, but I'm always available
Oh, but what
whenever needs.
Oh, absolutely. But I didn't want to. You and Indy have been doing wonderful things for the ship. You know, I didn't. Ruby's kind of been up on her thing, doing the little star map thing. You know, sometimes the spiders go up there to help her with her silk map. You know, and you know Drake's half the time plugged into the ship. And he's got to be busy help steering this boat and giving me orders on where I need to cut. So, you know, I didn't want to. They won't bring anybody down. You know, when you're trying to be the reliable, nice guy, you know, you can't show that you're down. Though I obviously have done a horrible job. But I got Consuela.
I think, and we all love Consuela, but I think it is your job to be who you are, not necessarily the big nice guy, but to feel what you feel. And I'm glad you are, quote unquote, horrible at it, because I now know your feeling not as good. And I think by talking to the other crew, they would agree with me in that we just want you to be you. We don't want you to hide parts of yourself. If you are hiding it for our benefit, you never have to share something you don't want to, but we're all here for each other. That's why we're on this ship.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that, brother.
So I think it's best that you talk to anyone about it, not just me, but I do thank you for sharing with me.
Oh, of course. Plus, I can't meld technology like you can. I didn't know what to do with this thing, so it gave me an excuse to come down and see you.
Thank you.
I should be getting back. We're coming up to the port, and it's rough getting in. But terrible. You would think, being a major port, they would do better at cutting clear paths.
Hmm. You would know better than I would.
Yeah.
But I do have one question for you, and I don't want to keep you too much longer.
Hmm.
Am I threat to the team? Do I offer misguidance?
What do you mean by that? Misguidance or threatening? Or the opposite of that. I'm a little detached, but haven't met an Ironbound that isn't.
You seem more. Am I more detached than you?
Occasionally, but you've always found comfort in the machine. You've always found comfort in the ship, where I find comfort in nature. I think that's the main difference.
And how do you find?
How do I find comfort in the nature? I mean, he kind of points at the spider webs and the cat that obviously has followed him. He's like,
the cat is down on the ground at Dredgen's leg, just like using it as a scratching post. Like the little cactus thorns.
Like, stop that now. That is my skin. I was like, I go out. It would do you some good to come down with me. Not into the deep where I go, but like just underneath the surface, because the birds, I think that's why I took this form, is to try to keep my quote unquote, what do they call humans in this? Are they humans?
Ardents.
Ardent. To keep my ardent self grounded, to make sure I don't
touch grass, dude.
become detached. Yeah. I'm trying not to say that. Me use like, like.
I worry
what
just
brings this up, brother?
Because Ruby had said something, and I have been thinking about it while I work, about having the luxury of being able to leave. I have my anchor, so I can go anywhere. So it's not a physical location. I think she meant emotional ties. But it's okay. I will ponder more. One reason why I don't go up, though, is because there's so many spirits that it could be overwhelming.
I mean, hence why I ground myself when I'm down there. And I want to bring back a friend. But hey, you carry your own way. Ruby's a little bundle of emotional charge, almost like an explosion. So, and let's be honest, we don't have to fear it. Most of us don't have to fear it, but seeing what happened to Fluffy could put anyone on edge. You know what I'm saying? The worst that we have to worry about is if we're
well acquainted with death. And destabilizing is not a pleasant experience for us.
Right. So, Think
At
about
least for
doing
me.
that. It's never fun. Remember the reason why we're up here? And Gavin, we'll talk about that later. Backstory.
Okay, because okay,
Yeah,
we'll
never
definitely
talked
talk about because I have no.
it just hit me. I've been working on dredging on why he left the deep, and I'm like, I have an idea.
Okay.
Love it.
Well,
Quick question, Gavin. Would you say that Quorio is attempting to connect to the feelings around him? Trying to understand them? Cool. You can clear a mire if you would like, as you are working towards one of your drives.
okay.
I would one of my drives is to
Loss. Gone.
Live in peace and love with his crew.
Okay.
Can I get that with having apparently a new colony being built in my back?
Yeah.
And talking to his brother.
You still have the loss mire. You just have 0 points in it currently.
Damn.
Yeah.
Thank you. I am
Has
trauma
anybody
free.
talked to Drake yet? Just out of curiosity.
Drake
This
was
is-
the
this is
closest
next-
to the captain, and everyone's currently avoiding.
Okay, so
Fine.
if there is time,
Right in the corner, guys. That's fine.
Indy will also check on Drake, because apparently Indy is the mom on this ship.
So before you do that, since I used I did one of my drives by finding a chosen family. I think Indy and I definitely had that time.
Yeah.
No more loss.
Okay.
No more.
Yeah, you're working through it. You're working through it. You still have the lost mire there because it has impacted you, but you don't have any marks in that truck.
Okay. Thank you.
Where would Indy find Drake currently?
At the moment, so to play off of something Casey said, like we're kind of coming into the area of that city, right? But it seems like that port isn't keeping a clear space, like keeping things kind of cut. And so you would just see like Drake kind of pacing by the equivalent of the wheel of the ship, like kind of muttering to himself, no, this isn't right. There's supposed to be a path here, there's not a path here. Now I gotta find another path. Captain would know what to do. I can't figure out like why we're not already like just super stressing out about that situation.
So as you're pacing, all of a sudden there is a cup of tea in your hands.
Oh.
Hi.
Like getting upset, like as he's upset, he like puts his hands together with this motion and almost like splashes it in his face. That's like, Hi, Indy. Sorry, I was lost in thought.
It's okay. Everybody's going through it, but I figured as I was looking around that no one was checking on you. So, hi.
Oh, I mean, they don't have to check on me. I'm checking on the ship. I'm making sure that everybody's okay by making sure the ship is okay. Where, everybody's good because the ship is good. Although I'm gonna need Dredger's help here because the path isn't really clean, and he just starts rambling. And
He's
going
already
down
on it. I overheard him talking, and look, he's heading out right now to clear the path. It's gonna be
You see
okay.
Spider-Man like.
Yeah, you see him stick out his Spider-Man type stuff, and then at the same time, like 3 fire shurikens fire out because that's one of my powers, just to cut paths, and he's doing that for you now.
See,
Thanks.
everybody's gonna come together and make this work. You have time. Why don't you sit with me for a bit?
I think I'm just. He's. I can.
We can sit right here so you can still be connected to the ship.
Can I keep a hand on the wheel? Is that
Of
okay?
course.
Like,
Of course.
okay. Okay.
Whatever you need to
It's,
comfort yourself.
his tea is helping.
I know. Thank you, by the way, for everything. Keeping the ship safe. I know I was very absent during that whole ordeal, but you didn't do anything wrong. I hope you know
Didn't do
that.
anything right either. If I did the right thing, the captain would still be here, and we wouldn't have this problem. But I made sure the ship was safe because you were on the ship. We had to still clearly slowing down a little bit with his speak, but
Yeah.
anxious, right? Like guilt-stricken kind of anxiety,
And here's the thing. The captain's still with us. Maybe not in as big of a capacity as they were before. But the captain's still here. And if you listen, you might be able to hear some of his wisdom come through when you're thinking about answers. It's hard to be a leader. It's always hard to be a leader. You gotta have somebody to fall back to, you know?
Yeah. What if I fail? What if there's nobody to help? Like,
I
I
think
don't know if
there's
I
an
fail,
old.
if I make a wrong turn, if I make a mistake. He was always there to catch me.
I'll be here. The rest of us will be here. You're not alone and you don't have to shoulder this alone. Okay? And she places her hands on his free hand. And it's just like, the ship is a location. And I'm grateful that it's saved. But we are the family here. And it's important that all of us take care of each other, including us taking care of you. You hear me?
You'll see his color, which was otherwise almost rapidly shifting between I think of reds or oranges or more brighter colors, anxiety kind of thing, more to his natural sort of green teal color.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got these sort of ink blots that kind of slowly course throughout. They kind of coalesce where your hand is.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you. Clearly, Ruby's been doing a fantastic job with her star maps, and which is helpful. I'm used to having all the everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. And Dredge, I didn't even have to say anything. Dredge was just already out there doing his thing. He just noticed and did it, and
We all we all know,
thank you.
well, most of us know what we're supposed to be doing on here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just wanted to remind you, you're not alone. And if you ever feel like you need to talk to somebody about what's going on and you don't want to scare anybody, I'm here.
Thank you. I appreciate it. This is really delicious tea. This is some of your best stuff.
It's got extra cactus in it.
Oh, so good. Out of curiosity, when you use the cactus pulp, does it add how orange juice, pulpy orange juice has a different texture? Does it add that kind of pulpy texture? Or is it just kind of
Is this out of character or in character question?
kind of out of character just for context?
So yes, because it won't all filter through unless some kind of muslin bag is used. But since they don't really have that, they've just they've got metal mesh strainers. So some of the pulp does get in, and it's a little thicker, so it's a little hardier. And I think that's probably what she was thinking, what they were thinking of when making that tea, is that everybody needed something a little stronger. Are you an
think Drake will
emotionally
specifically
adept
call that
person,
out.
by the way, as Drake?
Probably not.
Okay.
I think Drake is very much used to like working through his pain, working
Okay.
through his struggles, right?
Yeah.
I also, as a human, am not very emotionally adept, so there's that
Yeah.
to take into account.
So,
But no,
so
he's
anybody who knows Indy then probably may realize that they are avoiding their own problems and their own feelings to deal with everybody else because that's easier. That's easier than anything else.
Not wrong.
So I think I'll the reason for asking the question, Drake would specifically call out how he likes the crunchy tea, how like the juice pockets, like when he has like that extra little bit, that little bit of extra thing to like nibble on, and it like you bite into it, you get more of the juice that was in the pulp, right? It's like it's another thing, it's another sensation to kind of help.
So the
And
nice
as he
thing,
is like,
about mulching season is that we get the berries. And so if we can go salvage and we get some berries, I can actually make something very similar, but with a sweeter flavor.
ooh.
I will make futuristic boba tea, damn it.
Yes. Cool. All right. I'm in. That's awesome. So kind of going back to the point that you made, I think like after calming down a bit, like vibing with the tea, I think Drake would ask, how about you, Indy? How are you? Right? Like you've clearly helped me. He's not sparking as much off his tendrils, which I didn't mention, but we'll say he does. His color's calm. Like,
Well,
how are you holding?
uh, I'm doing my best. Is what I will say. I you know that feeling that you were having where you what if you fail and everything.
Mm.
I wasn't there for you all. I was caught up in my own experiments and things, and I don't know how I could have helped. I probably could have though. And I wasn't.
I think as you're kind of like getting that thought out, I think Drake will put his hands on your shoulders and kind of like make eye contact. That's a thing, right?
Well,
Like,
Indy has fake eyes on their stem. But like they sense with everything except eye contact because they don't have eyes.
okay. Would Drake know that? Is that common knowledge about
Yes, that is common knowledge to the crew.
Okay.
Like the fake eyes.
Okay, so
the
then
fake eyes are there to make other people comfortable.
got it. Okay, so what would Drake know to be the primary way to, the equivalent of like locking eyes with someone, right? What would
It's
he
the touch.
know?
It's the
Okay.
holding of the hands or the shoulders. That's a very intimate and poignant way to be connected. If you do it with their feet, that's even more connection because that's where they connect with the mycelium.
Oh. Okay, I think like he'll have like, do you mind like
No.
first like kind of gesture? Okay, so
Yeah.
he'll do that, and then he'll allow his sparks to kind of, because so one of my Myers is sparks and jolts course through your extremities. Instead of like quelling them, he'll kind of let them go a little bit just to show like extra sort of sensation. It's like, this is not your fault. Super serious, like this is not on you. Even if you were there, all of the rest of us were there, and there was nothing we could do. I'm grateful that you are here and that you're okay and that you're able to help everybody else get through the situation. And I want you to know that whenever you're feeling like you're overwhelmed or you need somebody to talk to, you can always talk to me. I'm always here. You know
So
where to
you
find
are.
me.
So you are. That was what the captain was for me. Captain was the person that I would be able to talk about such things with. But thank you. I will make sure to take you up on that offer.
It's my pleasure. Glad I can help. And quite frankly, I don't know if you've noticed, my coping is doing things to help others. So by you coming to me, you'll be helping me as well. So that'll make you feel even better, right? Two birds with one stone.
I feel like we are, what's the term for birds of a feather in that sense? That's also my coping mechanism. We are a interest in family, aren't we?
I think that's the perfect word.
Well, she takes out a cup of her own, or they take out a cup of their own. It's a family.
The family.
Clink, drink.
Yeah, cheers. You gotta do the table snack.
Mm-hmm. Of course, because we're clearly in Germany.
Would birds of a feather, does spores, because I was trying to think, spores of the forest work for birds of the feather just as much? Spores of the
Not
forest,
necessarily. Not necessarily,
I'm
but
trying to think of something with spores.
yeah, I'll have to think on it.
Yeah.
Me researching a whole bunch of things about mushroom biology.
Yes.
Okay. Throughout these conversations, the long weeks of travel, you pull up to the port of Tall Mauser. Because, yes, you joked German. Lots of German influence by how I'm reading this as Mauser, first off, is the name. Foxloft is known for quite a few things. I mean, it's very fall-like in colors. Obviously, fox, lots of little fox creatures, hence the name. But also for old world ruins, as there is, what are they called? The Seven Walls, which are large, pre-verdant structures that make its way out of this. Think like a skyscraper shooting out of the tops of these trees, and they're, in various parts of the Foxloft. But this particular port is very interesting. We'll say for ease, since it was nighttime and kind of looking at the stars, we'll say that was maybe like a very early morning, as y'all knew y'all were going to get here. And so, we're kind of starting the day a bit as the sun is starting to come up a little bit, kind of washing everything that nice early dull glow. But I'll just read it straight from the book here for this port. A busy network of streets, vaults, and tenements cut painstakingly into the fourth wall of the seven. Tall Mauser lives up to its name. It spreads from canopy level to wall top, hundreds of feet of densely decorated stone. It is a right-wing settlement, and signs of pre-verdant wealth and finery are everywhere. And nothing is truly public. Everything from the elevator platforms to the carved faux cobbles are entered into somebody's ledger. So this is a very old settlement. This is a very established, when we are talking relics of an old world, they are here. You will see people in jewelries with gemstones and those sort of things that are not very common at this point anymore, like very much capitalist society, but not in like the shitty way that the leeches were. This is a normal shitty capitalist, of which just you're gonna have to pay to get everywhere, and there's no private or public property here. But it is one of the larger ports here in this part of the world, and where you were told to return after completing your mission. And as you get docked, there's dock hands that come up, make sure that everything is secured and good, and check, general papers, things that y'all would have that would just be normal when you're coming into a port city. And y'all are left standing on the deck of your ship, ready to decide what to do next. And I think with that, we'll take a quick break, and then we will come back to see what fun this town has in store for everybody. So we will be right back, y'all. Buttons, so many buttons to push. Hello. We are back. We are back, and we are at the port city here of Mauser. I'm going to assume Mauzer. That seems like Mauser, right? Yeah. But yeah, you are here. The sun is up. You know, it is already bustling, where you can see multiple different ships coming in and out and such. The general trade and business kind of turning on. You see definitely lots of merchants and things walking around, things starting to open up, and it is very lively. And if any of y'all have been here, which is very possible, it is a big port, but this seems very odd to be this lively and this opening up and getting going this early, I will say. We'll say that there is a the downside of not being actively live. I don't have help for NPC names. Let's say
You can ask me. I come up with a lot of them.
yeah, give me a random name.
A random name? Okay, let's say the name is Dewey.
Dewey, I love it. Dewey. So you know that you have a contact that you need to meet up with. That is one of the kind of not the guards, not really like workers, but an associate of the Architect King that you're supposed to meet with to report that your stuff is done. We'll say there's kind of a main hub of this where a lot of the businesses and different public space activity things, kind of the hub of this port. That he's got like an office there. But that's really all y'all know you need to do while here. So, what y'all's plan?
Well, I guess Indy would be like, well, I can go take care of the turning in of the stuff if you all want to explore. I mean, I can talk my way in circles if need be.
I can accompany you if you'd like as well.
Oh, I don't mind. I'm just giving everybody the option to have some free time since we're here.
How bitch better have my money do you think we'll need to be, right? Like, how well do we know? I don't know, like, we got this order from someone, supposedly from the
honcho of this place.
name I can't remember. Architect King?
Mm-hmm.
So, in the event that something does end up going south, I think we'd be nice for you to have some sort of backup.
All right. Well, whoever wants to come with me, y'all can come with me. I'm just putting the option out there.
Yeah, I think Quario would go with you because I generally don't think he has plans for a lot else unless someone else would need him.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would go with Indy.
And I mean, we can always listen and see what's going on as we head there.
Good idea.
Dredgen has, while this meeting, has already has left the ship. I feel like he's like, yeah, money, yeah, fine. He has left the ship and started talking to some of the people, trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Like, why is it busy? What we do?
Yeah.
He's like,
What we do.
He's like, what we do?
Yeah. We'll say there's just like a dockhand kid that's kind of down there working on making sure that the right papers are getting turned in, just kind of watching everything, making sure all the I's are dotted, T's are crossed, that sort of thing. We'll say that they are we haven't had a lot of Mothran walking around yet. So we'll say they're Mothrin, very like fluffy, very just like bright white, has on just kind of a one-piece overall kind of dark worker suit on within these wings that, you know, kind of hang a little drooped. One of them seems to be a little tattered, but they're brown. And you come up and they're like, oh, yep, we already got your paperwork, I believe. So you are good to go.
Oh, I wasn't. I leave that to them. The more, I'm trying to figure out why it's so busy. What's going on?
Oh, you're just here by coincidence, I guess, then?
Well, no, we had a job that we had to come talk to, I guess, the big boss. But like, I'm just a hacker. But the last time I was here on another ship, it was not as busy. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, no, we are actually hosting a pretty big event here, hence why I have so many ships. No, that one goes over to docking bay 17. Make them move. Anyway, yeah, so we are very busy. We are actually hosting the first hunt, or I'm sorry, the first feast, this week and today. Today is the first day. Today's the opening day.
How far is Dredge from everybody else?
Just right off the ship.
Just right off the ship. Like, he heard y'all wanted to go that way, and he's like, that's cool. I won't go far. If they need me, they'll call for me.
Is there any chance Drake heard them say peace?
I mean, they were just yelling very loudly for a moment, like, obviously not at Dredge, but you would have seen then Dredge standing there. Like, you could have perked up and been like, what's going on? Oh, okay. Oh, wait, what?
First feast. Like,
Was that something?
what do you mean by first?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So it's a annual event that the hunting families will host. It's basically, you know, there's lots of fun, lots of events, lots of things. You know, they'll do a big hunt for anyone that wants to participate, and those that are looking to be inducted into the family have their own kind of rites that they have to go through. And if you know, they do that, they will be welcomed in during the feast, which actually happens tomorrow, but all of the get-go starts today.
Is there a prize if you win the hunt?
Yeah, maybe. I am honestly not too into the event planning side of it. I'm more making sure. No. I said 17, not 16. Scoot it over one more. So sorry. Goodness.
I would like to try to roll because I feel bad for this kid because I know this kid. I want to shout at the ship.
Yeah, they're all rolling their eyes on the ship too. Like, what's the difference between 16 and 17? Jeez.
I wanna use what's my teeth?
Yeah, you wanna very passionate.
I'm gonna use my teeth and I wanna use outwit.
Okay.
And then
What for your skill or advantages, if anything? Do you have any sort of?
My only thing is that I could think of is my overall size. Like even in my smallest form, I'm 7 foot. So I don't know if that's.
You know, one of the advantages is piece of the environment, and I could say the combination of that plus you're with the guy who has the like ledger, you know, could give you a little authority to give you an extra die.
Yeah, so I got 3 die.
Okay.
And all you hear is just this. I think he's like, he said 16. I'm trying to have a conversation.
17.
Move your ship. 17. Move your ship. Now, and when I say now, like a flurry of energy, of blue and green energy, flares out through like my eyes. All right, rolls be as cool as you can. All right, I got a 6.
All right, good. There we go. Yeah, I feel like in this game we need to get into the habit of rolling then narrating. We're so used to like the opposite.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I got a 2, a 5, and a 6.
Exactly that. And you see, they're like, okay. Jeez, I didn't, okay, whatever. And they walk back in and start to move the ship. He's like, thank you. You need a job?
It's all about I'm quite happy with my family back here, but you just got to use your projection and take because you look very nice.
Thank you.
Take this obvious regal look that you have, like in charge look, and then just get guttural with it, and people will listen
17. Like that?
You'll keep working on it. Keep working on it.
Okay. Yeah.
You'll get it.
Yeah. We'll get it. Okay.
But I appreciate it. Thank you for your info. I know you're super busy.
Yeah. Well, enjoy, I guess, business, and then now also added festivities.
Thank you. And then Dredgen just actually, Spider-Man leaps back onto the ship. He's like, guys, like super excited. Like this is the most excited he's been. They're hunting Leviathans. I don't know if there's a prize, but they're hunting Leviathans.
Did I hear them say feast?
I think we eat
big.
the Leviathan
Oh,
if we kill it.
I mean, how
And then I guess like family rights and stuff like that for the rich people.
you said family?
Well, the families that are in charge here have family rights if you want to get into the family, I think you
Oh,
said.
very
So,
cool. Very cool. It's like a club. All right.
Yeah, so we want to join the aristocrats. I don't know if we could do that.
Oh,
but
no.
But yeah, they said something about family rights, hunting, and there's a festival here. So,
Very
sorry.
nice.
I got a little excited. We've been cooped up on the ship for the last 4 weeks. I need to get off.
Yeah.
That's all right. It's not like we were just trying to figure out what else could be done. So it sounds like you took care of that for us.
Oh, I'm sorry. What were we doing?
Well, I was
heard there was a fee?
talking about taking care of our job, getting that taken care of.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we should get paid.
Yeah.
Because then we'll have money to spend if we
On
go
the
and
feast.
do some activities and a feast.
Okay.
Hey, she gets it. The feast.
So we should go talk to the person who. Okay, I'm about that plan, and then we can go hunt Leviathans. He's now on one track mind. He's like, hunt Leviathans.
Whatever gets me my end results, thanks.
Good. Like, let's listen to Indy over here, so I can go do what I want to do.
Yes. Ruby is on board. She's ready. Yes, she's ready.
All right. So y'all make your way out. I will say, notice as you're kind of leaving to pay your docking fee, which I would assume probably needs to be Drake's job now a bit. You don't have narratively. It's half of what they told you earlier when you turned in your paperwork. Interesting. That's real nice. Y'all continue on and start climbing up the stairs to get into kind of the past all of, like I said, very painted walls and everything here, as this butts right up to one of these big walls that comes up, and y'all staircase up a bit to a landing. There's still trees that kind of come up a little taller and various, but you're getting to get up a bit over the actual Wildsea itself. And the smell of foods like meats and breads and sweets are everywhere, as there are stalls that are starting to get put up and things kind of put out. You see that there are, different artisans with jewelry and fabric made things and stone and metal things for craft, even not even just scrapped metal. It is they seem to have a little more in this area than most. Granted, you can then very clearly tell more of, especially closer to the docks where the actual kind of more bulk and scrap and that sort of stuff is. But this area is turning into like a cultural affair. You can see that there is kind of a stage being set up, and you can see some various instruments and people kind of tuning. And everything is like just about ready to open up, it seems. But you we'll say you kind of had here is where like the drop off, or, you know, the meeting area is. And it's one of those, it's a building, you know, it's built up on top of this, but it's one of those, you know, when you're walking down kind of an older downtown and there's like big storefronts and there's like that one really thin door in between the two storefronts that like goes up to a second level or like further back. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what you've got. It's just this one very thin door in comparison to these giant storefronts that is pretty unmarked.
Can Dredgen and I even fit?
Yeah. Like it's not thin in the way of like, but comparative to the larger storefronts. Yeah. And so yeah, you can still, you have to probably duck, but you can make it in through the door. They're standard Wildsea size doors, which I would assume would be a little bigger than human size for us. Did I hear
So mechanical question? Yeah. One of Drake's Myers is a ravenous hunger for novel and exotic foodstuffs. Mm-hmm. And so if we are not stopping for food to the different booths or anything like that, but he can smell them, I want to understand how does that mechanically kind of impact? How should I
So, you know, now, because you currently don't have anything marked, yes?
Except loss. Yeah.
Right. So it's one of those things that it's kind of this like itch in the back of your head, you know, that very like early stage of addiction where you're just like, man, I really need a coffee. My head is like, I really need some like caffeine. You know, you kind of have that, but you're like, oh, I've got other things to do. I don't have time. You know, but you could, if you chose, like, again, it's very, however you want to go with it as a character, you could play into it. But then it's like, once you have two, it becomes one of those, you almost can't say no to it. You know, when you get the one, it's a lot harder to stay away. And then once you get the two, it's like someone has to pull you out of now this like obsession, this mire that you have like fallen into.
Got it. Okay. So without any marks, it's just like that. It's registering fighting thing.
Yeah. Like you're probably distracted, you know,
a mark.
Like if this conversation would have been happening out in the open and you're constantly smelling it, you'd probably be distracted because you're like, I just really hurry up and talk to me. I need to go over there. But if you want to be like, fuck you guys, I'm going to go try some food, that would probably denote a mark, you know?
Got it. And marks are bad.
They just make you fall further and further into it, you know?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
And you can clear them by doing actions that fall in line with their drives, allow you to erase marks on Myers.
Got it. Okay. Sorry, go ahead, Holly.
Oh no, it's okay. I was just gonna help Taylor out with that whole part.
Cool.
She got it.
Woo! There's some things in this game which I love, like that they're so open-ended, but this is one of those things. And like Whispers, very open-ended, very like mindy. Yeah. Oh, this is one of them where it's like, how do you want to go with it? You know?
Cool.
But yeah, y'all are able to go in, walk down this long hallway to a kind of office space that seems to maybe stretch along the back of one of these buildings here. And it's pretty lavishly set up, but in a very different vibe from outside, which is very, you know, bright and airy. You know, it is lots of yellows and oranges and reds to kind of go along with the general greenery, the leaf cover of the Wildsea here. This one is very like black and muted colors and a little more like, I don't know, less vibrant. You know, it's a little more secluded, a little more dingy, but still very lavishly adorned in the way of, like, again, you see candelabras made of like gold just sitting on the counter as decoration.
Vampire chic.
Yeah, very vampire chic vibe. And we'll say that there's this guy. He is an ardent, very, very tall, very like kind of not like her muscle man built, but like looks like he could probably like deck you pretty decently if he needed to, you know, like hardened more than what his appearance may do, which is very clean cut, has like a nice suit. Like it is very Peaky Blinders vibe. Looks very clean, but will fuck you up, you know, is the energy coming off of this guy. But it gives a big smile when you come in. I didn't realize I had a meeting. But you seem to know where to find me, so I assume you know me?
You the architect?
Oh, no, that's my boss.
We're here to collect our pavement. We're doing a job out in the sands.
Oh my
I
God.
can't remember the name of.
Wait, were you the ones... Did you go to that living dune? That, like, moving one?
Yeah.
You're alive?
Ruby, like, it's like, were we not supposed to?
That's just very impressive, honestly. I had never heard of you, and I lost the pool. I definitely didn't think y'all would make it back. No offense to you, I just didn't know you, and I just assume everyone I don't know isn't worth anything, but I guess you've proven me wrong today.
You clearly need to reevaluate how you assign worth to crews.
I've heard about you now. Now I know your worth. My job is to know the worth of those that we interact with, not find new talent. So glad to make your acquaintance finally.
Ta-da.
Drake will do that like old school, like 1 foot forward bow, like colonial, like captain bow thing.
Yeah. Okay. So, good. I'm glad to see that you survived. Hold on one moment. And you see him kind of like, this desk that he has is like very clearly patched, but it is wooden, but it is clearly old as well, as it looks like one of those old wooden desks that have like the leather topping, you know, that was like really big and like early 1800s, early 1900s, that kind of style of just like regal desk. The leather is all like chipped to hell and has clearly been like patched with some other things, but this looks like it has been dredged out of somewhere, possibly this ruin that they are sitting on top of. And he'll open it up to essentially a filing cabinet. Kind of goes through. He's like, oh, no. Oh, shit, I gotta move all these to the dead folder. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I haven't done my paperwork recently. All right, you all. Let's see, is there a Captain Ara here?
Captain Ara is a little is recovering from a very major injury. So
I'm so very sorry.
we have our navigator here and also myself to speak on her behalf.
That works for me. I don't have to ID anyone. I don't give a shit. All right. And he'll kind of be like
Ruby
flipping
is
through.
like, she's like rubbing on her friends. It's okay, friend.
And that's why I was kind of like, I was trying to be delicate.
By the way, their names, I meant to tell you guys this earlier, are Cocoon and Chrysalis, and we call them Coco and Chris. Thank you.
Oh, I love it.
I love it. That's so good.
I like all right.
I think because Indy never keeps the spiders with them.
Yeah.
That's why they don't have that reminder.
I love it. All right. Well, so it seems everything is in order. We did get a note that you did indeed actually deliver your thing, your shipment there. So, how exactly, I guess, would you like your further payment? Would you like it in the way of, are you going to be staying here for a while? Do you want, trade that's good here, or are you looking for maybe a larger cargo to take off somewhere else?
I think we would like to stay for this hunt that we've heard about.
I thought it was a feast.
There's both. It
Well,
sounds
yes,
like.
there's both. Mm-hmm.
And
both is good.
both is good. So perhaps a little bit of column A, and then if you have any other shipments that we could prepare for, we would be willing to take on another job.
Well, let me see what we have currently in our ledgers. I can, of course, give you various coins and banknotes, which everyone here will just lose their shit over, so you should be able to get by just fine. If you're just staying for this event, I'm obviously not going to offload you fully on that as, well, if you find other rightlings, they may have interest for it, but it's not going to be as lucrative, I guess, of a business. Let's see. We have the option if you would like. We actually have two very interesting options that I can give you. That would be cargo for you to then take on wherever you would wish. We do have a new export in that we apprehended legally of some quite fine craftsmanship of guns, which, everyone needs to defend themselves these days. So if that is something that's up to interest to you. The other, and there's so many politics that go into it, but we have some ore that, again, we apprehended. This time, maybe not so legally, hence why I don't necessarily want to turn it in, because our name is going to be attached to it. But if I give it to you, it's untraceable, and that's totally fine. That specifically, though, ore is great everywhere, but could fetch a rather large penny at the Morrow City. Or the Morrow Port. I think it's a port. Port.
If we were to take care of your sticky logistical situation, would we be able to keep some of said ore for ourselves for our own projects?
Oh, I don't care what you do with it. You can keep it all if you'd like. This is just what I'm offering you. If you would like to sell it, I know a good buyer. Payment. Or you can keep it yourself. Yes.
I see. Does anybody have signaling other than me for a language?
I do.
Okay. So
I
between
thought about it, but I took brass tongue instead.
Okay. So I know I'm doing all the talking here.
No?
And that it makes me as the player slightly uncomfortable because I who keeps putting me in charge?
Well, if you'd like, reading Brass Tongue, it does say clipped in precise language used by experienced traders, and its knowledge of how to speak it is respected among merchants and grifters. So maybe I could flip into Brass Tongue and try to get maybe more than just one of the options that was.
So I will do like one of two signals that I've taught you, which is options, take over.
Of love.
Okay. And so remind me, Taylor, because Matta's forgettable, or forgetful rather. What were there's the ore. What was the other?
Finely crafted guns, and then he will include some coins and banknotes on top of that for y'all to spend here. That's much easier than larger trade cargo.
in Brass Tongue, I think Drake will say, because you're very clearly a merchant with your salt ice, and you can understand what I'm saying. We are very clearly capable, and that we survived the mission that you thought that we were certain to fail in. And now that you know us, you know that you can place a bet on our success for the table that you didn't do so well in for our first mission. If you were to give us both the firearms, which he'll pull out his pistol, I'm fairly adept with maintaining and using myself. I'll put it back in. We can ensure that the table or the bet that you might place at the table might be more lucrative for you. So this will turn into a win-win.
How would you like to roll this? So you can get, you can add your edge skill advantage as normal, but you also get to add your language in there. So you could get up to 3d6 in that second column, depending.
Yeah, he's actually pretty good at this. So sharps probably make sense because I'm using my intelligence.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I could also use veils.
Okay. How many do you have in? This is the edge. I would say sharps work, or is probably the best here.
Outwit I have, and skills.
How many? 1 or 2?
Probably just 1.
1. Okay. Well, you'll get.
How many skills can I apply?
I believe just one skill, but you get an extra d6 there for your language, so you're up to 3. So you can still add 2 advantages if you have anything when it comes to resources, aspects, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, so I think it might be better for me to use sense then, because it describes social understanding. Yeah. And so I have 2 in sense.
Nice, so you're up to 4.
Instead.
I'll give you a die on the advantage for showing off kind of your gun, and that, seeing as that's one of the trade items, and that is a part of your resources.
Yeah, it's one of my aspects. So that would be 1 from sharps, 2 from sense, 1 from brass tongue, and then 1 from my pistol. So I'm at 5.
Yep.
Cool. I'm all roll. Let's go, triple 6s.
Lordy.
Awesome.
Well done.
Love it.
Doubles is all that matters. But triple
AC in the poses.
He kind of like cocks his head to the side. All right. And he'll fall back into what is low sour, kind of the common. He'll fall back into it for everyone. I see you all don't mess around. I like this. You definitely are worth knowing. What say you, boss? And he kind of like looks back a little bit. And for the twist, a door that you didn't see in the super black wall slides open. And you see standing there, again, another ardent woman. Very tall, very dark tanned skin, has this like very curly hair that is pulled back in like one of those just like really perfect kind of pom-pom buns on the top of her head. Has on these like very deep blue leathers, but not necessarily, like it's a little, they're more formed, but it doesn't look like a very hard leather. They've got, the shoulder pads, of course, the good deep V, a big sash around, kind of goes down into like a jumpsuit, of course, even power suit vibe. With these boots that are all strapped up. You see a very large sword on one of her sides, and you can see like along some of her arms, across her chest, a little on her face, like scars. Like this giving the vibe of a fucking fighter, tattoos that kind of run up one side of the arm that are very reminiscent in a way of like more like traditional kind of tribal tattoos that kind of you very clearly, like, y'all don't really know the language or the patterns or the culture of it, but it is telling some sort of story. You know, like she is a very long-lived, storied warrior. I mean, hell, she became the Architect King, you know?
Taylor, I love and hate you right now. So much.
And do you know?
She had tentacles
Dick
by
Browns.
chance, or is that just not
No,
gonna?
I mean, she might. I don't know. You've already won over her
No,
right hand
I
man
already
here.
did my charisma roll. I'm not gonna fuck around with that again. Like, I'm not a bard in this game. I need to remember that.
Like me, player, swoon. Scars equals swoon. But India's just like, oh, that's a nice scent you have on.
Like, hello. Ba-do-do. There's an image from the book. That was closest there. She'll kind of stand there and has a little crooked smile that slowly builds across her face. Yeah, I could agree. I'd say they are quite impressive, honestly. What are your names? I only know
Yours?
your captains.
Oh, sorry. I'm Indy. I'm just the ship's steep, but you know,
Steeps
I
are very
talking
important.
sometimes. Thank you.
Yes.
And may I present our navigator?
Again,
I'm-
with the super like you know, normal colonial bow, arm out, like hand in stomach, whole thing. Pleasure to meet your acquaintance.
Your name. Give her your name.
Oh, my name's Drake.
Drake. Interesting. I'm
And
glad to
these
see
are
you made
our
it home.
crew.
She slips into brass tongue when she says that last sentence. Then looks over.
Damn. Sorry.
Well, just kind of, yeah, like the smile and then, yeah, look on to whoever next Indy is introducing.
This is our Ruby.
Okay.
And very effective explosives
Oh.
expert.
She's
Yeah.
like,
Explosives.
This is Quario, proficient in all things spiritual and old tech.
Hello.
Nice to
And
meet
of course,
you.
Levitate.
Dredgen who finds our path as our hacker.
Madam.
It is an absolute pleasure to meet you all.
Every so often, like the Nintendo Wii music just starts playing. Like the GameCube intro music or whatever. just-
PlayStation.
Do.
Hit the Xbox button.
Halo theme kicks on, right?
Oh.
It starts hovering. It's just yeah.
Okay, now this has to be canon. Anytime that he's plugged into the ship, the Halo theme starts playing.
Yes.
That's just
Yeah,
canon.
I can make that
New
canon.
lore unlocked.
Ding. I love it.
So
And when he unplugs, it's the windows closing.
And when he powers up, it's the Mac chime.
So this is the majority of our crew. The rest are recuperating or otherwise occupied.
I thank you for coming and paying us a little bit of a visit. As Dewey here so untactfully said, we weren't quite sure that you had made it back. It seemed the journey was a bit longer than we had planned. Though I can understand with the state of your captain and such. Kind of, you see, like, I think Dredge, you see that, like, she kind of looks just past your eye and gives, like, a little nod, like, clearly looking at one of the spiders.
Yeah.
I think that y'all have definitely proven yourself worthy enough to have 2 boxes of cargo. What say you, Dewey? He's like, I just sign the checks. You tell me what to do. Just like,
Well, it's a pleasure. A pleasure doing business with you. I completely lost my accent. It's a pleasure doing business with you, madam. Ma'am, how should we address you?
oh, honestly, madam was quite flattering.
Well, then, madam, thank you so much for your hiring us, and we look forward to doing business with you again in the future.
Well, I went into your accent that time.
Well, I mean, it is quite contagious.
It really is. I'm so very sorry. That is quite rude
Is
of me.
that how accents work? Is that how I get one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Honestly, you just pick one, darling. Do you think this is what I was born with? No, it just sounds interesting and people listen to me.
You're right. like just no, like
as we're all paying rapt attention.
How about, since you have proven yourself quite adept at what you do and very shrewd business individuals, I have a couple more jobs that I've honestly been mulling over in my head which of our dwindling list of crews would be interested in taking. And y'all seem capable, and especially since you're interested in the ore, which we'll get into that later. How rude of me. It's a very important day and a very fun day here, and I see that Dewey here is making sure that you have plenty of funds to enjoy yourself while you're here and, you know, fighting Leviathans or whatever. Gives a little wink to Dredge and... But when this is all said and done, how about we have another meeting? I've got a couple of things that might need taken care of. I have one crew on the line for one of the jobs, but I think the other might be quite interesting for you all to tackle. And again, looks to Dredgen, but then also Quario specifically, with like kind of saying that just a little bit longer stare than the others, nothing like menacingly.
I think as she stares at least Dredgen longer, some of that ironbound energy flares up just a little bit.
I think Quario's does, and this happens every so often, and it wasn't, she didn't spark it, I just had this interesting idea. Like, Quario just kind of does, like, a shuffling of things in his body, so his body starts just kind of contorting, and, like, the limbs basically do a 180, so what used to be the hands are now the shoulders, and now a new set of old world and thematic electronics are there. So he still always has his, like, port face, but everything else in his body just changed up.
And you know, to keep Dewey calm. Oh, please don't be alarmed. He does this all the time when he gets new ideas.
Yeah, and Dewey is like, oh my goodness. Is that
You get used
painful?
to it
It
after-
looks painful.
It is.
Oh my god, why do you do it then?
It's just like, it is.
There's just like a little nudge from the architect. It's not quite nice to just ask people why they do what they do like that, Dewey. And he's like, fine, sorry.
It stirs the energies around. And it's interesting for my crewmates, I bet.
I'm used to it by now. He's my brother.
It's interesting for your crewmates, but how does the stirring of the energies help you? Is it worth it?
It is. It gives me different reminders, different old world tech to facilitate different energies of thought.
Fascinating.
The way that you've described it to me at once was getting a new perspective. Imagine looking through a spyglass at something and then removing it to see how far away it is. It's Rather like that. At least that's how it's been explained to me, and that seems to work for most organic forms of life.
I understand. Well, I understand a bit with the spirit angle as well. Interesting. You all go enjoy yourselves. I will make sure that my crew offloads all of your cargo onto your ship. It'll be nice and
Is that
taken
Martha?
care of. What's that?
Is the Mothrin part of her crew? The one that's
Which
been
one,
having-
darling?
The dark hand.
The dock, the fluffy one in all white.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I mean, he just works for the docks, though he is very nice. He's been very helpful with making sure that things are running tip-top shape. I mean, I'm very thankful that he is. I did pick him specifically anyway after I had to get rid of the less cooperative Port Authority.
Would you care to join us for maybe a drink or some tea at some point?
Oh, I would love to. I guess I will say this now, my attendance here is not quite known by anyone quite yet, so if you could keep it on the down low, but I'll make sure that, especially before we need to talk business next, we'll have, a nightcap or so.
That sounds fabulous. I figured people in roles of such authority don't get invited out just to be with other people.
Do any of you have any
So I
other
thought that might be
questions,
nice.
or are you ready to go enjoy your day here on port? Which port are we in now? Taylor forgot, but she's going to keep talking in an accent.
Mauser.
Hauser, or Mauser.
Tall Mauser.
I like the fact that this powerful person is probably just
Hold on, I
got
think my
empowered.
headphones died. Is Casey talking? Can everyone hear?
Yes, he is.
Hello?
Yeah, my headphones died.
Yeah, no,
Hold on,
we
I
can hear
Yeah,
you.
we can hear you, Casey.
Okay, we can hear you.
I think she unplugged her thing. Hold on.
I feel like something might be wrong with them. They were literally charging all night and day.
You good? Can you hear us now? Hello?
Casey, say something.
I'm just saying,
Oh, I hear you.
Dredgen is just chilling out at this point and is ready to go on a hunt, knowing that the hunt's not till tomorrow. That's all that. Is that coming through, Taylor?
Now I hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
That was
sorry, I'm so sorry.
No, go.
Indy was picking up like the flusteredness of Drake, and so Indy's kind of poking the bear and being like, "Oh, do you want to come have drinks with us, Drake?"
Drake's with us?
Drinks with us?
Because Indy's picking up things whether or not they're actually there. They're just like, I could match make something. This would be fun.
I'm not one to turn down food or drink at any opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Then I guess I'll
so
make
anyway.
sure to set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more seats this evening.
That sounds like a plan. And I will bring some of my spicy tea. And by spicy, I mean that there may or may not be additives that we can add to it to make it a very interesting time, depending on your preference of consumption of such things.
You
When
know,
you say your preference of consumption, you'll see Electric jump between his tentacles.
Corey's gonna catch up. Corey's gonna catch up. What am I getting from these little emotions? Any memory? Are I getting anything? Sparks?
You're getting all kinds of emotions. They're remembering the first, just a random magazine for some reason. A specific a specific channel on what the equivalent of the radio or TV is?
Radio.
Gavin,
I love it.
I was like,
Yeah.
I will punch a screen out because it's like not doing that.
We got no screens. It changed from screens to takeout menus to.
Question. Point of order, Gavin. When your stuff changes,
Mm-hmm.
do the theme songs and noises change to go along with the new components? It's like instead of like the GameCube theme or whatever else, is it like...
Yeah. In the moment, it is now canon that when I plug into the ship, that's always Halo. When I unplug from the ship, it is Windows. And when I wake up, it's Mac. But but when I change other pieces of technology, like it's different every day. I don't have any control over it. It doesn't happen necessarily because of like emotions. It's just whenever stray electricity makes it to that piece of technology. Today's is audio technology, Walkmans, CD players, boombox. He has a boombox chest.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, saxophone comes on and.
Oh my god, Kenny G! Let's go!
The Architect King will kind of like laugh at the general scene that's happening, and then she'll look over at Indy. She's like, "Spicy tea sounds wonderful. I mean, quite honestly, I'll try anything at least once." Looks over to Drake for just a moment, looks back. Now, y'all go enjoy yourselves.
Well, thank you so much, madam. Everybody out!
Dewey like hands over probably Indy's things. They were kind of talking the at least the bag of like coins and banknotes that y'all can have for on station.
Well, I mean, the intent is for us to be here between sessions for an extended period of time, or is the intent that we will leave and travel?
You'll leave, but not to go too very far, just because she's going to give you a job. You'll have to come back. The other job will be close.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. So as soon as we think we're far enough away, he's going to jump and do like the heel click and like be excited. He thinks he's far enough away. That doesn't necessarily mean that's the case.
Just waiting for any stray sparks that come off.
As he does it again, it's another ring of them.
Yeah, and I will leave some dried cactus tea with Dewey as we do the exchange. Just not say anything. Just trade it. And
Is it spicy?
Says, no, it's not spicy. It's just the tea. And it says steep for 10 minutes. Will be thicker than usual.
It tastes thick.
Thicker, nigga. Well, I mean, Indy's also thick. Let's be real. Indy is a curvy little gal because stems have they got a booty.
They have shape.
A booty. Got a booty. Anyway, so the only thing that Indy's really going to do, because Indy's not really into the whole Leviathan hunt, so Indy's going to be like searching the market for new spices and new flavors and whatnot. Yeah, that's all Indy's going to be doing. That and maybe looking for other gal just to be like, hey, what's up?
So when we left, she said we're gonna have spicy tea, like, as you saw this like look of like remembering came over Ruby, and she's like, as we're walking out and leaving, I have to tell you about what we made things with. I
would love to hear everything.
Oh, I can't wait to tell you. It was spicy.
Was it my kind of spicy, or
No,
was it
wait.
spicy like to taste?
To taste.
Ah, very nice. Well,
What's
please.
your kind of
No,
spicy?
it's
Like Ruby is like, what? Like,
Well, Ruby, do you remember that one time that you hugged me too hard, and then all of a sudden you
At band
started
camp.
feeling very funny, and the colors seemed more vibrant, and everything just seemed more. That's my kind of spicy.
I wish I could see the world like that every day.
Well, do you want to right now?
No, well,
Let's get high on shrooms.
no.
Honestly, let's do
after,
it.
right? After, no. after.
All right then.
I have some things I have to get, and I can't forget.
Okay. Well, when you do, just come and give me a hug, and you'll feel wonderful.
Awesome. All I have to do is hug you.
Well, you also have to let me know. That way, I can
a spicy hug.
Produce the proper
it is
spice.
A spicy hug, and it's part of the reason that I don't really have any kind of partner because it gets complicated real quick.
Oh.
But I mean, if somebody were really into that, then I mean, maybe. But I really, it's kind of like, why bother? But it's not something I don't not desire. It's more, it's kind of, wow. Where did we get on this topic? Let's keep going. What are you looking on?
As Indy tries to distract from this, a loud blare of a horn goes off. It's like foghorn sound as there is like instant cheering across the entire place. And you can see, different just people that were milling about. Kids start going like rushing to the edge of the wall to like look out into the Wildsea.
I go too. I start running that way. Yep.
I have another. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. I was just saying. When that happens, if everyone else is doing it, I'm doing it.
For no real reason. This is just because Gavin's thinking fun things to see how far I can push this. Is Quaria's gonna have another body horror moment where his arms are gonna grow to where his feet end, so they're all touching, and then he's gonna start moving like the Mars robot from Interstellar. So it's just gonna be rolling, but his head is still gonna be following upright. So his head's just kind of constantly circling. He's going to be kind of rolling over because he doesn't want to turn on his electric field if we're going back into the market for all the zappies of electrical current and jewelry and stuff like that. So he's going to roll.
Love it.
Because that's more festive, right?
more festive.
Rolling is more festive than walking.
Rolling is more festive.
So you all rush over to the edge to kind of see what the hubbub's about. And you see now the sun is up. Everything has this orange and yellow glow from just reflecting off of the tree leaves. There's a good bit of clouds in the sky that just, it's gorgeous. And you see coming in and taking up, a huge portion of what you can kind of see on the opposite, or not like the opposite side of the port, but just to the side of it. So it's not like blocking traffic. You see a giant fleet of ships that almost looks like a floating city. And you can see that there are sails all throughout it. There are bright colored, different flags and accoutrement attached to it. You see that a good portion, like even where some of these sails kind of come up as it's kind of coasting in, look like giant bones have created some of it. And you can see on the fronts of some of these kind of ships that are on the outside of this floating city have, larger taxidermied or just bones of large creatures that you can't even picture what they are or place what they are. And everyone is like cheering and yelling as now this horn responds back from this fleet as well. And you can see that there are some other ships that are kind of coming out to meet it. It looks like probably to like start transporting kind of back and forth. And, you probably hear like a little kid like, oh my God, is that him? Is it time? And they're like, yeah. They're like, I'm going to be the best hunter this year. I'm going to be a part of the family. I'm going to get to go on that ship. And they're like, you're too young. You can't do that, stupid little kid back and forth in front of you. And they're like, just watch, I'm going to catch something. And they just like run off. As chatter about, as it seems that some of the hunting families and this giant floating fleet, which is called the Spitskill Tide, has come in to view as the beginning of the first feast activities seem to be underway. Music starts off behind the foods and everything smelling. You can hear people talking about, there is, which I would assume Dredgen would probably notice, a rather large tent right next to the bandstand that seems to be sign-ups for joining in this hunt. I would say that, anything that y'all could really want would be about, and I'll say for Indy, you probably notice, obviously, spices and things and trade is abound, and different fruits and veggies and things that you may not be used to, you can kind of find in this area, and we can kind of maybe talk post-game what fun stuff you can find, as that would be easy. I think you do also notice that kind of on more of the city street vibe of it, into the side of this concrete wall here. There's a sign that says, what was officially what it was called? I had it somewhere. We'll just say just as art show. And you see a gal standing by the door.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I will save that for once everybody is all situated,
Absolutely.
Because reasons, but that is definitely of interest.
Absolutely. One other thing I will note here, and then y'all can just invent what fun things y'all would like to get into. Matt, you see kind of off to the side, a little bit past where the Architect King's office was, on the side of a tent that seems to kind of go a little bit further around the edge of this wall on the street. The kind of spray painted image, dyed image of a spyglass that seems to be aimed down the street.
Okay. Hold on me.
What?
I want to write that down so I don't forget. As soon as he kind of catches that glint, right? As soon as he notices it, he'll be like, you guys have fun. I'm going to go have something I need to take care of to prepare for our outing with the, oh my God, what's her name? The
Madam?
Architect King, yeah. With Madam. And he's gonna bail and head towards the bygone.
Okay. What is the rest of the group doing here? What is pulling your interest?
God, I Quario's in 100% fall.
Oh, you're cutting out, Gavin. What was that?
Oh, sorry. I said Quario's definitely with. So he's just kind of waiting.
Quario's kinda, then it cut out again. Yeah.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
Stop having so much emotion and energy and just try to be monotone and maybe it'll
Just
work.
monotone.
Quario doesn't want to. No. Okay, I turned it off, so hopefully it's better. Do I sound better?
So far, yeah, it hasn't cut out.
Okay. So I think Quario is going to follow whatever the group's going to do. I'm sorry, that was a lot of work for that. But yeah, it's going to kind of follow whoever starts moving other than Drake. Because I think Drake saw something that Quario didn't see.
Just to be clear, Drake wasn't trying to sneak away necessarily, more than hey, you guys go have fun. I have business to do. Is kind of.
Oh, okay. Then maybe Quario.
If I were to say that, then he would know you guys might be inclined to follow, and he doesn't want to take away from your happy fun at the awesome festival.
Oh, okay. So then, if it wasn't I want to get away, then I still think Quario would be able to understand that. It would be more of, do you need any help going wherever you need to go?
No, No. I'm good. Like, have fun. Enjoy the festival. Do your thing. I'll give you all the download when I get back. It's no big deal.
Sure. And we'll kind of look back to his brother. He's a brother.
I mean, the moment you look back, he's already halfway to the tent. He's like, yep. Y'all have fun. I'm gonna go kill things now. Bye.
Mario, I think your brother might need some moral support or supervision. I'm not sure which.
Likely the supervision, and he'll roll back on.
You can
I
go
need
too if
explosions.
you want, sweetheart.
Oh, yeah, no. As he said, probably the supervision, he would roll towards...
No, sorry, I was referencing Ruby.
Oh, sorry.
Just a little guy.
On a little bit. I want to specifically give Ruby the opportunity or the option to come, because I think it might be interesting since she's been doing a lot of the star charting, to just to retcon a little bit. I'll say like we've got some charts I'm going to go work on. Ruby, you're more than welcome to join if you would like. You can also enjoy the festivities.
It actually sounds like a lot of fun. I have something. I have a list.
Well, what's on your list, honey?
Things like, wires. I don't know if those are pretty rare, but I'm gonna try anyways. And just a way to have things be. Well, jewelry too. I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking for jewelry, guys.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Like,
You're in the right place.
you're
Like twitching.
I'm like she
will
hated saying it out loud.
I will say too, like any like legitimate shopping you'll want to do can still like easily be done, and we can just make a list and decide how much y'all traded for
Okay.
it. So y'all
Right,
can
so
still go
basically
adventure in
that's-
RP if you want, but
That's exactly what Indy's doing. So she's like, jewelry, wires, capacity. Okay, I've got it written down. Go have fun, darling.
I'm gonna and she like takes this list that she has and like hands it to you.
Okay.
Like,
Very
and you're
detailed.
Like, it ends up being a little bit longer than you expected. Like,
All right. So we have the list, but there's always better deals in the afternoon or towards the end of a festival. So you always want to make sure to do the window shopping now, and then do the actual shopping afterward, because nobody wants to go home with excess product. All right.
so true.
So go explore. Drake will take good care of you.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Quario, have fun.
You see the bend of the metal hand, and it goes to the side. Thing spiraling like weirdly angled.
love it. All right. Let's start with our two brothers here. Y'all are going to the Leviathan hunting tent.
Yep.
Yeah, y'all go over there, and you see, you know how when cactuses get old, they start to like brown and get dry. That is this individual. This Ectus has so many wrinkles and little brown spots. It's a little hunched over. Probably only has about 3 spines left on him, even,
he old.
he
Hey, that's
old.
old.
And he's like,
The lived Ectus.
you'll come up and be like, oh, y'all know around these parts. You looking to sign up to be a part of the hunt?
Yeah, I am. Oh, hey, bro.
Hello. Just thought you may
Oh,
get in
y'all
some trouble, so I
can.
thought I'd join.
That's fine. That's nice.
I think so.
Cool. All right. You got yourself a ship, or you looking to maybe hitch a ride on one of the hunting families and just participate? What's the idea here?
Our captain is recovering, so we're just gonna hitch a ride.
All right. You know, honestly, I'm not one to like tell people how they should enjoy themselves or anything, but that is what I would recommend. It's a real hootenanny if you get on there with them. That's for damn sure. How
Do we get
many?
to choose the family?
Oh, well, I mean, if you want, I guess, you know, just get on the ship real fast before anyone else does, and they shut the doors.
Who are the more interesting families to join? Who would you join if you were in our position?
Well, I mean, I'm a little partial to the Thorns. You know, I've been riding with them for a good long time until, you know, I got old and such. And hey, you know, I'm just here making sure everybody signs up before my son dives. So they're great. You know, there's also the Snaggletooths. You know, they're real fun too. Those folks, they are they're a lot of energy. And this guy clearly has a ton too, so God knows. And you know, I think the third big one that's coming in this time is the oh God, and I forgot the third name.
Do you need a name?
Yeah.
Do you need a name, Almighty GM?
Yeah, I know.
The name is the they are the Black Darts.
It's coming to me. I got that little bloom of a name, you know, when it's just right there on the edge of your spine. You just can't quite get it. You can't quite reach it. I already forgot it because I was going into crazy
Black
old
Dart.
man. Black Dart. Black Dart. That's right.
Really
That's
in
right.
character. Really in character.
Would the Black Dart be mostly ironbound?
Sure.
Like the Black Dart sounds like our type of people.
But our friend here would join the Ectus.
Yeah. They're real fun. If you want to, you know, I mean, either way, it's all a big mingle. I mean, they float around on the big fleet anyway. I'm sure you're going to get a big old mix no matter what.
Can you jump in between them?
I mean, I guess if they get close enough. There have been a couple of times where ships went down and you got to kind of jump before, you know, before it gets bad and old Ornell gets you.
I'm almost...
Ornell. Old Ornell.
Ornell.
Yeah. He's a
Is that
wily
the thing that
booger.
we're hunting?
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, nobody's caught him yet.
Well, you know, we keep shipping away each year, but he somehow still kicking. He'll give us some sort of trophy when he's done playing with us, and that's when we know the hunt's over.
Do you want to join the Ekmas crew?
We can join the Black Darts.
Sign us up for the Black Darts. As soon as you give it that, like he gave you the option to argue, you said no. Like,
No, we'll join the Black Darts.
They're called the Black Darts. That's easily the most dope name. Like, that's the answer.
All right, how many spots you reserving here?
What did anyone else seem interested in Leviathan hunting off like whenever Dredgen was talking about it? No. Okay, yeah. Then I think
Interested, sure, but
I'm just a little guy.
let's reserve 3 just in case, but likely 2. 3 just in case.
Alrighty, I can do that for you. What a name? Here, I can't. You know, I got the shakes these days. So will you go ahead and just put your names down there for me?
Dredgen Deep.
Inquirio Luigi.
Do you know Drake? I mean, you know Drake. I guess it's enough.
Drake.
All right, I'll trust you
on
wrote that
one.
well enough. I can't see anyway. Anyway. Anything else I can help you with, or?
Are there any
report? Oh, go ahead.
Oh,
I was gonna say,
what?
are there any special weapons for Leviathan hunting?
Hold on, I'm gonna need you to slow down a little bit there, Sonny. You're talking too quick for me. Say that one more time, real loud.
Are there any special Leviathan hunting weapons?
I mean, whatever you got on you. That's the fun of it.
Interesting. Thank you. Thank you.
What are you yelling for? I'm just fucking with you.
This is fucking with Gavin the person more than it is Quario. Quario wouldn't care. That's so good.
What time do we need to be here?
Oh, jeez, I forgot you were there. Yeah.
You
Oh, shit.
got a 7 foot
I
tall.
need y'all to stop making me laugh as I put some Doritos in my mouth, man. Like,
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I told you, Sonny. I can't see for shit. I just knew there was a dark shadow there.
Dark shit.
Yeah. Anyway, you're gonna meet up, right about the time. You know, what's it called? Not like sunset, but like almost
Sunrise?
No.
dusk.
Evening.
Morning.
Dusk.
Yeah, that one. There'll be a big old. You're not there. He can't hear you. There's a big old bell go ringing. You won't miss it.
Gotcha. We should go shopping.
Okay, we can go shopping. I'll stay in my leg form.
You're what?
Thank you.
And then he'll wheel out of this place.
He'll roll
Thank you,
out.
sir.
Like
Autobots.
Hey,
Roll
I
out.
got it. Roll out.
Iron bots, roll out.
You
Ludacris
turn
playing in
around.
the background, or
Yeah, music's going.
I do have a Panasonic boombox and a somehow trait from the cartoon started to play.
I will say y'all do see when you kind of turn around to leave that there is another Ectus individual. This one much younger. By the way of it is not browning and drying out.
Has more than 3 spines.
Has more than 3 spines. And you see that kind of from like where the brow of this individual would be, like all the way down the body to the knee is just deep, jagged scar. And it kind of like looks y'all's direction. And then we see he'll kind of turn around and pay attention to something else.
I think it's
Don't
best
be a
that we
problem.
maybe watch that one.
I agree.
What would you like to go
Because
shopping for?
I mean, usually I just use my shurikens to get out of there, but I feel like I need a blade of some kind because I feel like it's poor sport to use a gun. Plus, I don't want to answer questions right now. I need a
Understood.
blade. We need a blade.
I'm okay
You're
with
gonna-
just myself.
That's fair.
All right.
I want to
say
find a
that
blade.
Wesley
I guess a
Snipes'
blade.
face shows up on one of Quario's screen.
I love what we could do with your character, Gavin.
I know. I literally just made a
90s,
character, and then you guys
2000s.
just add all the references you want on it.
We got it.
That's how our this is meta. I'm meta translating for everyone.
I will too, though, remind y'all that you do have finely crafted guns on your
Yeah,
ship
we should-
now,
Is it
thanks to
for-
y'all's export.
The question is that does hacking count as shooting as well? 'Cause I want to lean into what I'm good at, which is jumping around and cutting things.
So hack, yeah, just chop, identifying plants, like it's much more denoted on like that. I would say
think
like
hunt is shooting.
break or hunt, yeah. You could argue.
I have a question. Would if he wants to go super swordy, could we say that some of the guns or one of the guns or whatever is like the hook shot from Zelda?
Nice.
That way he can have like extra.
Don't make a Zelda reference with me. I need more than that. I don't know what that is.
It's a grappling hook. Think of your easier. Think of Flip Flop Murder Cops, or no, David's character out of our Cyberpunk thing. It's a hook with his grappling arm.
Gotcha.
But it's like an arrows type situation
Gotcha.
that buries into stuff.
Yeah.
It's like a harpoon.
Yeah. Harpoon. There we go. That's easy. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it could. I mean, you will clearly see that there are other hunters here with both blades and guns. Like, it doesn't seem like it is like bad sport or anything.
This is a pride thing. This is a pride thing for him. I want a Monster Hunter size blade.
Oh my god.
That's what
All right.
I want a Monster Hunter size blade.
All right. So y'all are going hunting for a blade. Let's then go to Drake and Ruby. As y'all are walking off, kind of following this road kind of hugs along the edge for a bit so y'all can get a view as more of these kind of hunters seem to be dropped off as these ferries keep going back and forth, and can hear the festivities, see people moving all up and down this whole port here and getting ready. And you are, on like carved cobblestone road, essentially, that was just like carved out of this ruin. And you go for a sec, and then there's another spyglass, but this time pointed kind of down an alley further into the actual place. And continue that way until you see a little shop kind of built into the side of some roots and stuff that have kind of come up, and there's little trees sprouting out and all this kind of concrete. It looks like it's been a little carved out of the tree itself, and then also using a bit of what maybe was like an old room of this building in here. And you can see, I mean, the windows are, you can't see through them, or where like this, not that there's really glass, but like what is kind of a barred situation, because there's so many little baubles and things hanging down very clearly from all different parts of the world. You know, it is all sorts of different things, but in them, kind of almost as decorations, you see a bunch of like old spyglasses that are clearly like broken, that they're just kind of hanging here, and it's almost like a little wind chime situation. Beaded like door vibes as you walk in. And you both see a who is someone, did you have anyone created for this organization yet, Matt, or just kind of you and Ara?
Somebody didn't read the notes I wrote.
I can't remember.
Yeah, there's also Ivan and...
Okay.
Damn it. Wash my hand.
I knew there was that one, but I was hoping for someone not so important. Because that seems a little too easy. But we can go with it. We'll go with it. We'll save it there. Also, can you turn the AC on? I am sweating.
Sure.
You see a individual behind this kind of table that is set in the back, almost like a desk with all sorts. I mean, this looks like a mix of almost like a hoarder's room with like an antique shop. You know, there is just so much junk, but so many like trinkets, so many little trinkets and things all over the place. And you see them sitting there And they have not really a humanoid shape. It's a little more slumped. You see skin, like ardent kind of skin in some bits, but there are also lots of like clothing and scarves and things. But then on their face is like a wooden carved mask that has been like carved and painted, and that kind of fits over the face. There aren't any eye holes or anything, and there's a little hat sitting on top. And they don't even really move when you hear a very like soft but gravelly kind of echoey voice, where it's like voice on top of voice on top of voice. Very, very, very common with some of the Zealocrae. Like, oh, Drake, what brings you here?
Ivan, you look like shit.
Well, it was a little windy on the way here. What can I say? I had to get a new arm. He lifts the other arm that's clearly not the same color skin tone as the other one that he has.
Can we say that I like scrounged some stuff up on our last?
Y'all have scrounged
missions,
lots of
something
stuff up.
like that?
Y'all have a map of
Yeah.
this moving dune. You have the plans for this pulp create stuff. You have, I think there was another chart of just the Icterin that you were given.
I'm thinking of something I want to give him. Say, here, this will spruce in your look up.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like,
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Or wait, hold on. I'll turn to Ruby and I'll say, hey, Ruby, can you help liven him up? Do you have anything that's got your pizzazz that we could share?
And like she, even though obviously gonna hear everything she says, everything she does, she like leans into Drake and is like, what kind of things do they like?
Well, it looks like he's vibing more of a ardent look at the moment. So
Oh,
anything art? Oh, maybe some of like the captain's clothing or something. I don't know. I
Why
think
are
you'd
you giving
appreciate-
away Ara's things?
no.
What happened?
Oh, so, Haven, we were in a cave. What was the name of the Taylor?
Crescent
Matthews
Mesa.
forgetting The name of
Mm-hmm.
that. We were in the Crescent Mesa, and we were sort of attacked, and this white powder was thrown. She's dispersed at the moment.
What does that mean?
I didn't make me come out and say it.
How much is left?
I think there's like 8. And like Ruby speaks up, just like I think
Oh,
there's only like 8 left.
oh, oh, poor dear.
Yeah, I'm still not sure how to process all of this, to be honest. I had some awesome tea that's been super helpful with like
Are you
relaxing
self-medicating
with-
again?
Just medicating. like she's just like, no, we're just medicating. Like we're fine.
Not myself. We have a physician of sorts that our Steve on board is able to help. Able to help me make sense of my emotions in a way that I would have to defer to other things previously.
That's true. You are not as accustomed to our situations. Glad you're getting help. I have something.
It was very needed.
Again, can't even tell that he's moving. And then that arm kind of comes back up, and it has like essentially what looks like a little locket. But this somewhere is safe. There will be a point in which Ara will be confused as she regains connection with the whole colony. This will help.
Thank you. So, the reason that I brought Ruby along with us, I have a couple new charts that I'd like to turn in. But she's been dabbling in O2. How would you describe it as celestial mapping, right? Like star mapping, basically.
Yeah.
Right, Holly?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So she's been getting into the star mapping and star charting, and I figured an introduction to the guild would be a good en route for her to get resources and understand how to hone that skill.
Charting the stars. Many forget to look up. Tell me, Ruby?
Ruby.
Do you...
Do I what?
Do you wish to change the world?
And for like a quick moment, Ruby is just like beside herself at the idea of being asked that question. Like she is like, and she doesn't respond with anything. She just.
I see. Are you... I mean, Drake seems to have welcomed you into his midst, but open to a larger network, family.
Yes. When you get a new family, do you have to give up the one you had before?
No, of course not.
Okay, then yes.
If it makes you feel any better, I can thrive in family and I still have you.
Okay, great. I like this. This is great. Like, great.
Well, normally I would put up some sort of act of initiation and make you embarrass yourself, but honestly, I'm under the weather.
Oh.
Drake, you can do that as you wish. And again, can't tell that he moves. And then a box kind of just like comes up with the other arm that looks like it needs replaced pretty soon too. Kind of sets it down in front of you and scooches it forward. You see that it's like, as he kind of pulls his hand back, it's almost like spider webs have kind of stuck to it and kind of like break as he puts his arm back down. If I trust anyone, it's Ara. It's Drake. You seem to be familiar with both of them. I mean, you have a piece of Ara with you now. Welcome. Mm-hmm. If you choose to take this, to the Order of the Spyglass. Our goal is information, discovery, a better way to change the world, discover new things, and with the flow of information, adventure.
Okay. That sounds nice.
Did I say
it's like
everything? Drake, is there anything else I need to add?
I'm muted. I think you have it covered. I think she would benefit to learn more about the hex sages and the compensation process of selling and sharing the charts that are made. I think I can help her with the details as things kind of grow. But as I was saying before, I'm gonna hand like the couple of charts that I made of the cave and like all the kind of stuff. The one that I traced on my arm that I translated into
There's just like
an actual
3 little
physical.
spiders that come off and just like painstakingly pull it across.
Ruby actually does not give her map. She's not
That's
done
fine.
with it.
You don't have to.
But she does have what I would consider in her bag some what I would consider repair cloth for her modified wings, right? And she is going to give a little bit of it, like pulls it out really quickly and and hands it to them and is like, your arm until you find a new one. And she's
kind of pulls and just
reinforce that.
Yeah, like hides the arm under, knowing some people find it disturbing, and like pulls it off like a glove and like rewraps.
Great.
Thank you. I'm sorry that the day you're here, I had a long adventure and the Krezeran's working its way out of the system still.
Oh. Where did you go?
So many places this bout, but the last one were the Ambered Irons. They're quite gorgeous this time of year. I'm saying that with excitement. I know it does not seem like it currently.
It's okay. I understand the effects of Krezer on the system.
With this hunt happening, the beast has been a bit active, and Krezeran was in the air and a little earlier than I assumed it would be.
Well, I'm glad that you made it back, and thank you.
Of course. If you have any questions, or if Drake doesn't seem to give you the answers in a way that you find helpful, as he's known to do occasionally, don't
More likely to happen than not, to be honest.
don't hesitate to come back, and as always, follow the spyglasses. You'll start to notice them more.
Okay. Thank you again. And she kind of looks over at Drake and she just goes, thank you. Like,
He'll do like a little like head nod, eyebrow raise, and do like the formal like. It's good seeing you again, Ivan. We'll
Stop.
Look, all right. I'm trying to, be cool in front of my friends. But
I
we'll
wish
be
I could
back.
rip you currently, but I can't.
Yeah, it's amazing. You need to go and get sick more often when I'm coming to visit, because it's freeing for me.
Does
thank
not
you
move.
for everything.
This is so still.
Yeah, thank you for everything. In all seriousness, Ivan, thank you for introduction to Ruby.
Yes.
We will be heading out and about and doing all kinds of additional work. We have a couple new missions coming up in places that I've not quite been. So I'll be sending some additional charts your way.
Yes. If you have any
keep an eye out
questions
for anything.
or peruse here, you know the drill.
She does like trinkets. So.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, most of what is up here, I didn't quite know what to do with. I mostly care about the paperwork. Grab a party favor.
Yes.
Don't forget your
Taylor?
box.
What do I get? Oh, I'm taking the box. She's like,
Like, oh shit.
I got it.
Let's see. Roll for me. Just roll a d6. I've got 3 ideas in my head, and we'll see what number you land on.
1d6?
Yeah.
A 5.
5. Okay. You notice something that catches your eye. Maybe because you are still somewhere in their part moth, as it is bright and shiny. That for a second.
I know signaling.
Catches
I like
your
the
eye.
stars.
As you see hanging amongst the broken spyglasses and the different like kind of trinkets in the window, on kind of like a long chain, this like crystal, like it's just like a sun catcher, little, makes the little rainbows, and we'll say, we'll make it like a little rain chain, where it's like those little bells, and then the bottom of it is that like little crystal, and it hangs about like 3 feet long.
Take it.
I was gonna say, do I see you eyeing it? Because I'll encourage you to take it.
Yeah. Like, she's like, She just takes it and puts it in her little, like, side pouch.
Okay.
Drake, that was really nice. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm part of the part of our mission is to increase information sharing and share details with guild members when possible. Since you've been really into the star mapping, I think it'll open up opportunities for you to better explore that hobby. People in the guild will be more likely to talk to you about what they've seen, and somebody you can like rap with, if you have ideas.
I have a lot of ideas. Like, she's just like,
And as always, you can feel free to reach out, or if you want to chat with me. I've already relied on you consistently, but
Ruby reaches in what would be like her little messenger bag type thing, and she actually pulled out this silk map, and you probably haven't seen it in a while. Everyone knows what she's doing. She's like, oh yeah, my map, this blah blah blah, but she pulls it out, and this isn't just like an inked map. This is a silken map, and you can embroidered everything.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
And it is like she has found a way, not necessarily with like wire or anything, but like silvery, like it's glitter, like not glittery, but like it's like has sheen to it, like like actual embroidery thread, right? Like it's got some sheen to it. And she's like, so I can copy this and give this to you guys. I can't promise it'll be embroidered. Like, she's like, I can't promise the thread is gonna
this
match.
is my work of art.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, you don't have to think of it as giving it to me or giving it to Ivan, right?
Oh.
You're adding it to the collective knowledge of the family.
Oh, very
And
cool.
it's kind of like just kind of out of character. You know how when you submit a paper for like peer-reviewed studies and
Yeah.
stuff like that, it's kind of like that other people then can reference, and it will materially, obviously, improve the world because navigators will try to get this kind of information, and you're making the world easier to navigate inherently. And you seem to have a unique skill because that's not a common thing. I went like out of character and then kind of back into character. That was kind of confusing.
Totally fine.
But yeah, it's phenomenal. Keep it up. And
Thank
don't
you.
let anybody else steal that or whatever. It's that's like fine wine. Okay.
He like rolls it back up and like stuffs it back in there. Thank you. I will copy it. And get you a copy, but also then like when we come back, we'll just give him another copy. It'll be fine.
Make that money. Yeah.
I really am excited. And with that, like Ruby is like she just makes her way like just into whatever that you're willing to like go with her. Like she's like that way, like so are we going back to the ship? Are we going back to the ship?
Yeah, this way I'm along for the ride. We'll go. Wait, you wanted to go check these merchants and like, oh look, there's wire, like that kind of.
Yeah.
Or is that wire like?
Right.
We'll go and
just. Yep.
Enjoying the farmers market festival kind of vibe,
right.
Yeah.
We would absolutely get a snack.
Yes, I'm Ian.
Yeah.
Just like take a mouthful and like,
right. It's like a taco truck, but better. So.
Yes.
So much going on. All right. Indy, would you like to do anything other than your little shopping list before the big festivities begin? Our little shopping list is quite long now, thanks actually too.
So Indy was actually going to save the shopping for the next day.
Perfect.
Because of their own experience with markets and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to keep an eye out for things, just to be like, okay, this is where I need to go for that and whatnot. But once everybody's like off doing their own thing, like I guess I can go to this art thing and meet this other gal.
Yeah. Where's it? There it is. Yeah, you walk over to this art show. You see now that you're up closer, a sign that's a little bit easier to read that says Tander Rich's Picture House. TANDERICH. Tander Rich Picture House. And yeah, you see this like brightly colored gal. Looks to be probably, they are already, very, very light in color and coloration, but seems to have, additional like makeups and powders and paints and fabrics and things, like is giving it all, And as you come up, they're like, oh, my goodness, it has been so long since I've been able to have a conversation that isn't so loud, as this is just kind of happening a little more mentally.
Yeah, because the closer we get, the more it's like, oh, I can feel the vibrations of what you're saying.
Yeah.
So I know what you mean. Everybody requires so much energy to talk to.
It's exhausting.
How are you?
Oh,
it is.
I am wonderful. It is not very often that we have so many visitors here. We're always busy, but not visitors that are here for fun and to spend money.
Yes. Well, I am, I'm sorry. Manners. I am Indy. May I know your name?
For ease, you could just call me Tan, but that's the full name.
Indy and Tan. We are a bunch of colorful folk, aren't we?
I love it. You are. I love what you've got going on here.
My mycelium is does not get a lot of sun, so we have more purple pigmentations.
Beautiful.
But what do you have going on here?
Oh, you know what? Since you are my first guest and also basically family at this point, you don't even have to leave a donation. Let's go on in. Let me show you. Donation, mandatory donation, as he calls it. It's entry fee.
I still throw. I don't know what the value of all this money is, so I throw something that should be a lot of money in the bowl.
And he's just like, okay, like doesn't stop you and keeps going. As you see. Let me see if this is. I don't know what this, if this is a made up word or if it's a real word that I just don't know.
What does it look like?
It looks like, it says it is a permanent exhibition of snapographed, like choreo, or like oceanography, but like snap. And I don't think that's like a real thing. That must be in this book thing, or I just don't know a certain type of thing. Oh hey, there's 3. That just must be what they call a photograph, because it's just mentioned multiple times in the book, but never explained. Oh,
snapography.
This one's a snapographed landscapes, photographed, but snapographed, I guess. Landscapes. So they are it is a whole exhibit of just all of these different places, and whatever version of photographed here, and all of them are credited under as Tans. He's like,
they're credited under what?
Under
hands.
Tan.
Okay.
Yeah, like these are
I
his
thought
photos.
you said hands, and I was very confused.
Hands.
All right, so these are beautiful. Where?
Thank you.
Is this where were they take it? Is that how you capture these images? It take them?
Oh, yes. Here. Look, it'll kind of walk you through, and you're passing more and more views, and has what I will say probably looks much more similar to for us in real life, like old-timey camera, like a much bigger operation.
The accordion camera type thing?
Yeah. But, these are very full-colored, so, it's a combination of where it looks very, complicated, but does produce these photos. It's
right.
Yes, my mother was a bit of a collector, had done some bargaining, trading, blah, 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 ended up with this beautiful thing. And then it just became my life's work, I hitched rides on merchant vessels, marauder vessels, all sorts of things, and just photographed everywhere we went.
Well, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you're sharing it with them. I don't imagine everybody gets to travel around as much as we do.
Right. Yeah, that was, my goal is to, just show everyone what is out there. What are these different scenes? I mean, who could imagine such a thing like this? And he'll point to one of them, which you can see an island coming out of the trees that is like a snow-covered mountaintop, and the trees are kind of dusted with the snow. And then you see in the distance these very tall shanks, which are just trees that come even higher than the rest of the Wildsea, that almost canopy out. They're all big cherry blossom trees, but just as tall shanks that kind of come out, and this mix of snow and cherry blossoms. And he's just like, I mean, to get here, it's quite treacherous. I did stow away to get there, but
Well,
Thankfully,
I mean,
they brought
that's
me
really
home.
the only way to travel for people like us, you know.
Honestly, I kind of enjoy the quiet sometimes, especially on long hauls,
Indeed, indeed. And you can get so much information from below decks, you don't even need to do anything.
People don't think you're listening. I have many rumors I could trade in as well, but unfortunately, everyone is scattered to the winds.
Well, yes, and we just got into port, so I don't have any rumors worth their salt. I do, however, have a tidbit about our own kind that I'm hoping for information on. Recently came into contact with a poor shipwreck. And through some investigation, I found that there is a clan of Gao that is brown-capped. A little rare for us, as most of the clans have more vibrant colors as us. Have you heard of any such a clan?
Well, I have come across all sorts of different folks on my trips, and it does tend to seem, and I don't know if it's something to do with just the weather and drab, but the drier climates tend to produce a bit blander creatures, and not even just for us. I mean, well, the cactuses and the ectus thrive. I mean, even the mothrin are a bit subdued out there. But
I can understand that. Well, that's definitely something. Let's see. That was interesting. I'm also, my particular pursuit is more medicinal, if you will. So whereas you collect images, I collect spices and also things for fungal protection, if you will. My poor mycelium has come down with something, a rotting that does not feed, but decays us. It's very
that's new.
It's new and it's very disturbing. So I'm keeping my eye out for anything that I might be able to send home,
Well, I'm not one much for medicinal herbs and such as your.
Obviously, you are such an artist. I wouldn't dream to fill your head with.
I can't have so many skills and talents. It'd make me unbearable. But I do have something that you might be able to find a use for. I did gather rather, trinkets and things on my trips as well, and here, let me hold one moment, and he'll kind of go back behind it.
While he's going to find that, I'm going to take out some cactus blooms because I figure that might be a nice trade for us.
I love that. He'll come back after a little bit. And you see that he's carrying kind of a like something that is wrapped in like a canvas, a little handful. And he'll go over to one of the tables that's there in the middle and kind of open it up. And you see it's small in size, height, and width wide, but very thick book. He's like, I found this while we were doing a bit of delving one time, and by we, I mean I was following them. But we found some ruins, and newer of sorts. They weren't of a pre-verdant world or anything. They were definitely in pre-verdant ruins, but we found signs that others had lived there frequently or more recently, but they were all gone. And for why, we're not quite sure. But some of the things that were left behind, myself and another adventuring party member that was Gao recognized as items commonly associated with us. And this book was there, and I can't read a single thing in it. I don't know what language this is.
Mm-hmm.
And I've asked many people, and it seems old, but I mean, we've seen the old pre-Verdant text that we can't translate. This is different.
It's very interesting. And I would definitely be willing to trade this off of your hands to study it more if that would be acceptable.
No, of course, of course.
And this is a little... Yeah, we were talking about how the deserts are mostly bland, but occasionally you come across a jewel like this, and I open my hands and show the few preserved cactus blooms that I brought for trading.
Those are gorgeous. That color. I've never been able to picture or snapograph. I keep wanting to say photograph. Snapograph. Anything quite this vibrant. It almost makes you want to pick up painting again.
I mean, working with one's appendages is always fruitful. And this is some of the bounty that we retrieved, along with, cactus pulp and things. Cactus pulp is actually quite bright orange. Did you know that?
Interesting. I did not.
It is, and it makes for a lovely tea. It's very thick and juicy.
Well, that's quite interesting.
But I would be willing to part with these glorious pieces. They are preserved, so they should not lose their color for at least a year.
Oh, maybe I should pick up some of these talents you have. That is amazing. Yes, absolutely. I appreciate so much. And honestly, this was just collecting dust. And if it holds any sort of information, if you can find someone that can translate, or I don't know, maybe there's some whispers in between these pages that just aren't meant for me. Unfortunately.
Well, we will find out. So definitely just trade the information and stuff. Indy will just be absolutely delighted, but having very little social skills outside of the crew is like, do we hug? Do we do?
I mean, if you would like, we could also shake hands and you could leave. I mean, it's really up to you.
Well, that's true, and it appears that my interest has caught the interest of someone else. So, looking outside and seeing possibly some more people who are interested in taking a look. To shake hands, I guess, and thank you, Tan. It is a deep pleasure to make your acquaintance.
There's a little bows, some little baubles that are kind of attached and ring a bit. This has been absolutely wonderful, and please.
And of course, nobody can hear what we're talking about because we're just talking with our frills.
Just all. If you ever find your way back here and you do have some more finds or juicy gossip, don't be afraid to stop by.
And same for you. I will be around for a few days at the very least.
Wonderful. Well, maybe I'll see you in part of the festivities. Now I need to make sure that they see the donation box.
Oh, yes. So I tip my significant cap and head out.
Love it.
Taylor.
Yes.
Is this book might be high then?
It is no language that is currently known.
No. Okay. Okay.
Or at least that's what he says, as he has asked many a people.
Mm-hmm. So I got some stuff to research.
Research. Okay. So, with that, let me get a quick time check. I know I want to hit spooky stuff next time, but we do have a Leviathan to hunt. We could, if we wanted, we could take a quick break. And if anyone who is not participating in the Leviathan hunt wants to hop off, we can wrap up with that, or we can just try and hit that quick at the top of the next episode? What is the vibe for those around?
I mean, I'm fine, but this is more of an indulgence for me, so whatever everybody else is about, I can wait until next episode.
We could
It's Sumo
also
finals.
so we could also alternatively have a session
'Cause we also
on the 20th that's just Leviathan Hunt. For those that
I
want
feel
to be
like
there
that
for
would be
that.
cool to
the
have
20th
a
of
large-
October.
Yes, because then the 27th will be spooky times. And then we can start that one with the dinner with the Architect King, who will then give you the spooky mission.
Okay. I think that should work.
I actually like that one a lot.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. We'll do that. So then that way, anyone who wants to be in for that the rest of the hunt can join in on the 20th, and then if not, we'll see everybody back together for the 27th as everyone reconvenes to have a dinner with Hot the Lady. Okay, then with that, let's do little outros.
Okay. And I did post pictures of the paintings so far in the Discord.
Yes.
CT Dubs.
Yes. Need to share
We
those.
have a drudgeon.
Yes.
It's so good.
Oh, that looks so good.
You should share those in the HSC
I-
campaigns thing so everyone can.
I will once they're done. So
Yeah.
like I will definitely share the Ruby one, and I will share the Quario one, and go from there.
Love that.
That's so good.
Alrighty, y'all. Well then, yeah, we will have a little close as Ruby and Drake come darting to the different vendors, just having a ball, spending all the cash in their pockets here on
Spending no money.
on goodies and on on any sort of
have a
items.
list.
Yeah,
Swords.
list.
I have a list.
And he has this book in their hands to kind of ruminate over, and we hear a very loud ding 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 of like a giant bell as everyone starts to kind of make their way to where you can see that there are some stands, like almost bleachers set up to one side that some people are sitting on. Others are just all up and down all the roads and the trees and everything that are on that side, just kind of sitting to watch. And those that are participating are making their way back down to the docks. With that, we'll obviously be Drudgeon and Quario.
I was like, y'all can spot Dredgen. He is in full battle mode, so he's every bit of 12 foot tall now.
So yeah, let's go around. Everyone can tell where people can find you, what you've got coming up. If you've got any idea of what's going on in October for you. We'll do the same order. Let's go with Nyx first.
Okay, well, what's up, everybody? My name is Nyx. I am Resonant Moon on the internet. You can find me here on Twitch as Resonant Moon. I do art streams, crochet streams. Occasionally, I will game with my friends. So yeah, there's that. As far as events coming up in October, I am working on a paranormal hunt with Old Spirits Investigations. Date to be determined, but it's probably going to be like on the 30th. At Linville Manor in Virginia, so that's kind of cool. Let's see. This is already passed by the time this airs, but I just submitted a blanket for the American Boucher's Disease Association for their annual walk. Since that is an organization near and dear to my heart. I do still have the GoFundMe going with regards to the accident that prevented me from playing last game. Car is pretty much totaled, and I've already had one surgery. Second surgery is scheduled for the beginning of the year, so any help that I could get from y'all would be greatly appreciated. If you want me to like run games for you or whatever, I will happily do so in exchange. So thank you.
An absolutely amazing game runner as well. Let's see. I lost my order. Casey.
Hey, y'all. I am Casey. You can find me here at HSD under Tabletop Trucker or Granny Bane. You can find me also at Lost Caravan or Apocalyptic. Any other interwebs is Tabletop Trucking at TikTok, where I'll post more about my daily life there, though I've been on a little bit of a hiatus. And Instagram is Tabletop Trucker 78. Again, just daily life stuff. Other than that, hopefully we got a to be announced the second to last episode of Mass Effect series for season 3 will be coming up, where our squad, 3 of our players, 2 longtime players and Matt as well, play in. And other than that, we got Marvel. We got Session 0 this week upcoming. Or it would be. Let me correct that. We would have done Session 0, and hopefully we have to be announced when that is, when we play as superheroes. I already love my character. Other than that, that's about it. If you see me in real life, see a giant blue truck with ATS on the side of it with a big old man, just do the honk, come talk to me. It's all good.
I love it.
Love it. Matt.
I am Matt. I have either one of 2 tags. I don't know. It's nowhere near as late for us as it is for y'all, but I'm tired. You'll find me as either Mackinboss or SoCaliBear, whichever depends on what name was available when I made the account. You'll find me on HSC playing stuff. We'll be a big bad this weekend, which, well, actually, this will air in October, so we would have been in Big Bad.
That's why we're pre-recording this?
But yeah, feel free to at me in Discord. Let's hang.
Holly.
Oh, and if you're in San Diego, go to Belching Beaver.
Yeah, we have to keep, but be a sponsor.
I love it.
Holly.
Okay. Hey, I'm Holly. I played Ruby tonight. You can find me, like I said, at the beginning of the episode, at OMG Holly D everywhere on the internet. I will be in Die tomorrow, and with Taylor. It's gonna be great. If you have not watched the first episode, please do, because it's really good. And then on the 21st of October, I will be on a new channel that I have not been on yet. It's called Dungeons and Dog Tags, and it is veteran forward, and I'm very excited about that for me. Yeah. And we are doing we're doing a spooky one shot. Yeah, my buddy, he's never GM'd before, so he's gonna do it on camera, and I can't wait.
Nice.
So yes, they are really lovely people. So check out their channel. And then on the 23rd, I start pre-recording. We have a group through Lost Caravan. This is direct to YouTube, and our group is called No Dragons, and I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. I think we're doing our first one. I think we're doing some kind of GURPS thing, and I have not done GURPS before, but I'm very excited to do it. So, but yes, please keep an eye out for that. I will be posting. I'm no longer on the Twitter, even though my account is still active, but I will be posting on Blue Sky for sure. So please keep an eye out for that. But that's it for me.
Nice, Gavin. Oh, a minute. I can't.
Oh, there we go. Do I sound okay? Yeah. I have not too much, though. Just watch Lost Caravan, HSC, and I may be there.
You will. All the times. And then I'm Taylor. We're at Potato Toe. Maybe there's underscores, maybe there's not. They'll pop up. And yeah, I will also be in Die tomorrow. Be sure to come back here for Wednesday, every other Wednesday, for Beacon, run by JT. It is so good. That world's so good. That system's so good. As well as every other Tuesdays, which randomness. I'm not in that. I'm just looping in our channel announcements with this. Or maybe I will be. It's random. Who knows who will be there, but Rich will, and he'll be playing something. as well as then obviously, like Casey said, Thursdays will be Marvel Multiverse, and then we'll have some spooky Halloweeny things coming, and apparently this next week as well as the next week. You get 3 weeks of Wildsea, baby. Let's go.
That'd be awesome.
It's gonna be great. Also, yeah, go over to Lost Caravan. I am there a lot. I think Lancer should be wrapping up, or it just wrapped up this week. As well as I will be doing a straight to YouTube series as well for over there of Old Gods of Appalachia. And I'm so excited. Oh my God.
I love that podcast right now.
It's such a good podcast, and I
it.
live there. So, well,
Right.
we live there, so
We
it's like
live there.
it's our backyard.
Yeah, I was like, yep, I know this. I feel this.
Yeah. I'm very excited. I'm very excited for that one. It'll be super fun. As well as wherever you listen to your podcast, look up Bloom and Blight, y'all. It is a Girl by Moonlight podcast that I run. The wonderful Kit and Anna, Archival Dustbunny, do all of the editing and producing, and it's just absolutely beautiful. Candace the Magnificent, Logan the GM are also both in it, playing just like the best characters. I mean, I say this, and y'all aren't going to hear these episodes for like a month because we pre-record so early, but I'm supposed to make them cry. Both Candace and Logan made me cry this last pre-record, so
the
they're
acting
so good.
is so good. The editing is so good. The whole 9 yards. It's really
so good. So that releases every other Thursday, and the Garden Club, which is our talkback that will be in between those, you can find as well. Because their connection is their obligation is they are part of a garden club, and it's all bloom, it's all flower themes. You get it. It's very, very good. There should be a couple of those out by now as well. Of us just talking about our characters and all the shit we've gone through in this game system and all of that stuff. And check that out. That's all the things. I'm just gonna smile and wave now because Dave is in charge of rating someone, if that is a possibility. So
Bye.
goodbye. Have fun and play well.
Bye now. Bye now.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
Y'all come back. I'm gonna do the outro like that crazy old actor y'all didn't get his name of, but